Hello everyone, I'm welcome to the Hunter Association, your source for all things Hunter x Hunter. My name is Kaige.
And my name is Dylan.
And on this week's episode, we'll be talking about Hunter x Hunter 1999, episodes 40 through 42.
It's been a little bit coming now. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, sorry for the multiple delays. Unforeseen circumstances have overcome us.
Yeah.
But we're here.
It'd be like that.
Then, of course, we will be going through our community comments. If you would like to join in on the community and have your comment read, be sure to comment on the YouTube version on the weekly community posts. Also, make sure to like and subscribe to help grow our community of Hunter x Hunter fans. Additionally, if you'd like to know when new episodes are live, click the bell to enable notifications. If you're an audio listener, make sure to rate, review, and comment on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Also, be sure to follow us on Twitter at HxHPod, as well as Bluesky at THAPod for podcast-related updates and do submit responses to the weekly call-out posts. If you'd like, you can also still email us at hunterassociationpod@gmail.com. As always, we provided timestamps in the description if you would like to skip ahead to any of the aforementioned segments.
Hallelujah, that Kaige survived that.
I did it.
He did it.
Stumbled a few times, but I got through. So, by the way, yes, I'm not feeling as sick as I was before, guys, if you were concerned. I'm fine. Thumbs up. News, we got background designation done for 416 through 419 chapters, that is, from Togashi's Twitter. Pretty good.
Yeah, he was pumping through them for a little bit there.
Yeah.
Last update was 8 days ago now, time of recording this. So
Yeah.
it's been a bit now, but, almost at the massive 420 landmark. So we're almost there.
Yeah, that's going to be huge because that's a new batch. 10 chapters is a batch. So, and that's, just to be clear, they are not done. These are not 419 is done, but they are relatively close to being done.
They are at the final stages, essentially, of having like the editors do the rest of the work, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, so we could be getting a batch by the end of the year. Who knows?
When Academian Bros ends, trust.
Please. What chapter is that on right now?
I have no idea. I haven't read a single chapter of that. I just find it funny how bad it is to most people.
Oh, it's truly, truly awful. So, Ekiden Bros is on chapter 11. So, usually if it gets axed, it's like 18 to 19. So,
another 2 months, maybe, more or less.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see, guys. But yeah, that's all this week. Good progress, though. Just it's been a minute. It's been over a week since he tweeted last, so we'll see what happens here. But I'm not too worried about it.
No. 8 days is nothing, especially with how much progress he made in a short amount of time. So
yeah,
we're chilling right now.
All right. That's about all we got for the intro this week. But we got some fascinating episodes to talk about this week,
to say the least. Yeah. There'll be a bit to talk about for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right, let's go ahead and get into it.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody, welcome to our coverage on Hunter x Hunter 1999, episodes 40 through 42. So, this is a batch, all right.
This is a batch.
Oh boy.
That's about as much as I can say right now until we get to.
Let me get a temperature check real quick, Dylan. Can I just ask?
Sure.
What do you think? What do you think of these three episodes?
Of the batch overall?
Yeah.
There were some good moments. The way these episodes were stitched together, though, I find it very questionable.
Yeah. This is a lot.
I won't go as far to say it was like a fever dream going through these batches of episodes, because like it's nothing like bad when you look at it in a vacuum, but it's just it's a very odd feeling watching this all unfold in the order and way that it did throughout these episodes.
Yeah, 99 is 99ing big time.
Yeah, that's some perfect sentence, actually.
Bizarre choices here. I will just come out and say I believe this to be the worst batch of episodes we have covered in this series.
Oh, that's... I don't know if I'm willing to go that far. But I'm also infamous for not really liking the boat stuff as much in the Hunter exam arc. So
True.
I've been known to have some hot takes, I suppose. So, but I will say it's nowhere near the top half. I will concede that much for sure.
We'll talk about what it does right and what it does wrong, but yeah, that is definitely my concrete opinion on this batch. All right, so this first episode, though, probably the worst of the bunch. Not entirely sure. That might not be completely accurate, but
I think it is. I pretty handily, to be honest. But I don't know if that's the fault of like, well, I don't know. My opinion might change the more we discuss. We'll see.
Yeah. So this is called 2 months break, just in case. Good title. I like that. Okay, so where we once left off, it's actually kind of hard to remember because it's been a very long time. But
yeah,
Gon was fighting Guido.
Yeah,
That's what we left off on. Yes. Yep. So yeah, Gon got like a broken arm, I think, like fractured bones, just bunch of injuries that are not good.
Yeah, he got fucked up.
Yeah, so he's lying in bed. Killua promptly calls him a moron.
I do like some of the animation in this little segment where he's kind of just like poking him in the head.
Like poking the head. Like I like that a lot too. It's cute. So yeah, Killua's just scolding him for like, that's the dumbest shit you've ever done in your life. You actually could have died. You weren't using Nen in a Nen fight. Like, what are you thinking? And Gon is very simply just like, I thought it'd be all right. When he had a feeling he wouldn't die.
Yeah. I was going to say, he had a feeling that he'd be okay. So, he just acted on it. And then further reinforced by Wing coming in and being like, oh, Wing, I'm sorry. And then gets smacked in the face immediately.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah, what he did was pretty dumb, I think, pretty conclusively.
Yeah. So Wing, he drops the tough guy act, and he does show some sympathy here after the slap.
Mm-hmm. Especially after showing that Gon was understanding of like, okay, yeah, I kind of fucked up there.
Yeah. Gon doesn't keep up the charade of being like carefree about it. He realizes that he messed up. So Wing forbids him from practicing Nen for 2 months, and this is after he asked Killua, by the way, on how long it would take for Gon to recover, and Gon previously said 4 months, I believe, but Killua, being a homie, tells Wing 2.
I'd like to believe also that he just has faith that like Gon is like a superhuman freak, like most people think he is, and so he'd recover a shorter amount of time anyways. So
yeah, true. So yeah, so he can't practice Nen, although that actually doesn't last very long. But as of this very moment, he can't practice any Nen whatsoever for 2 months, and he puts a promise band on him. Around his pinky? Yeah, his pinky.
Yeah, on his pinky.
Yep, and that's about that. So Wing leaves the room and asks Killua to come with. They just kind of talk, and Wing's mainly wondering like, why does Killua specifically want to learn Nen? Like, what is he here for?
Mm-hmm.
To which Killua doesn't really have an answer. He's just kind of here, basically.
He's just making some extra money, tagging with Gon. That's about it.
He's just here with Gon. Does say that Gon definitely does have a goal, though. He wants to beat Hisoka at the end of the arc, right, guys?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I couldn't contain that.
So during this conversation is when we flash back to the rest of the Guido fight, which was cut short by the episode break.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not really much to say. He's dodging. It's the same kind of stuff we were seeing as of last episode, but just better animated, I would say. It looks really nice, actually.
Yeah.
I think the way he's It's like dodging and weaving through these looks really great.
Yeah, it looks really smooth. And they're really emphasizing within this, cutaway back to what happened in the fight that, like, Gon is, like, in the moment here, like, during the end part of this fight. Like, he's not even, like, fighting with the original intent that he had of, like, actually, like, testing himself against a Nen user. He's just, like, enjoying the fight and dodging tops, I guess. Like, he's just enjoying the moment purely for what it is.
Yeah. He's just feeling himself. He's very confident. And then, unfortunately, his confidence does not get him very far because the tops, he makes one wrong step and all the tops kind of close in on him. And, yeah, he takes the beating for sure. We don't get to see it, but we see the aftermath. It's not pretty.
His carelessness was his undoing here.
Yeah. So Killua, he's Wings just kind of further questioning the point of like, okay, so Gon was just kind of doing this for fun, isn't that kind of like insane? And Killua's like, well, I mean, I can be like that sometimes too. It's the thrill of the fight. You wanna test yourself.
Mm-hmm.
He also says he gets easily caught up in the moment, which is very, very true for our friend Gon here.
Absolutely, yeah. That being said, Killua does reiterate to Wayne that, like, Gon's not going to break his promise, that he's not the type of person to do that. Not the type. But it's always like it's always fun to see like Wing in this kind of very moment just be like, like, what have I done? What kind of monsters am I creating right now?
Yeah, this is something I've always really liked about Heaven's Arena. It's not a very like prominent plot point, but I really do like how Wing is just like, oh my god, like, what am I doing? These kids are not normal.
No. And it's a nice little like subtle foreshadowing of like how powerful they will become later on as Nen users, right?
Mm-hmm. But at like inhuman rates, they just fly through all this shit like it's nothing.
Yeah, especially considering what happens to Gon later in the series. Like it's very telling for his character specifically.
Yeah, absolutely.
He does become a monster.
He sure does. And Killua just kind of reads the room, or probably reads his facial expression, and he knows what Wing's thinking in that moment. He tells him, "You don't have to regret what you've done, or feel responsible for us learning Nen. We would have done it ourselves anyways. One way or another, we'd find out about Nen."
Yeah, and probably, with that in mind, it's probably best that they're learning from somebody as like kind-hearted as Wing then, because who knows how else they could have learned then, and how that may have manifested in their emotions, especially. Yeah,
it's really best case scenario, to be honest, even though from Wing's perspective, it's probably hard to view it that way, but like, it could have gone much worse if these kids fell into the wrong hands.
100% agreed.
Then Killua flips on a light switch. Does this imply that like Heaven's Arena's lights are just always off?
I was thinking the same thing. Like, why were they talking such like a gloomy like atmosphere there when the lights were right there?
I don't know. It's also like it's very noticeably brighter, like brighter than any other room in this entire building that we've seen thus far. So like,
it's like one button turned on the lights for the entire floor.
Yeah. Sure. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just funny to think about, ultimately.
So Killua gets on an elevator, and without elevator lady, unfortunately.
No, I was anticipating her the moment it opened up.
Yeah.
She wasn't there.
Yep. Unfortunate. But Wing tells Gon he can focus on practicing 10 for the next 2 months. Yeah. He doesn't have to practice nothing. He can work on 10.
And also important here, Killua. Important here is that Killua resolves himself to not practice any more than what Gon can practice right now. He wants to stick by his side through this.
Exactly. What a homie. And Killua just kind of smiles and nods, and then reports back to Gon and sees that Gon's like locked in. He's like meditating.
Kind of, yeah.
Not exactly sure what he's doing. Maybe he already started working on 10, I guess. even though he was just told not to do anything.
He's just maybe he's just like napping upright. Who could say?
Yeah, maybe.
You know, we do see like a shot of Mito and Kite and Jing in here.
Yeah,
like, he's dreaming. You know.
Yeah, get to see Kite again.
I think he's simply reflecting on his goals and ambitions. This is the right way to read this.
Yeah, I would agree. Then we cut to a different person entirely, being Kurapika.
Yeah, whoa. I forgot about this.
Yeah, so we get to see that he's trying to get Blacklist Hunter work, but he can't because he needs to pass a test of sorts. I don't know what you would call this woman exactly, like a
contractor, I guess, maybe.
Yeah, sure, close enough. But she's asking if he can see something, and she's pointing at something like over her shoulder. But of course, Kurapika sees nothing.
I'd be so pissed if I was Kurapika in this situation.
Dude, I know.
Like I'm asking, okay, what's the test? Oh, I can't tell you. Like, motherfucker, what?
Yeah, I'd be fuming, dude. Especially after going through the whole exam, bro.
Yeah, he's a better man than me, for sure.
Yeah, I'd be crashing the fuck out, honestly. So she's just kind of like, yeah, I mean, just come back when you can see it. That's our minimum for hiring. So he leaves. And by the way, he's still in his red clothing, which I don't like at all. Sorry, guys. I know there's some fans, but
take that
I'm not
shit
one
off, man. It's over.
It's rough. So he's just like, well, damn.
Yeah.
That's kind of all we get for now.
Guess I'm SOL, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the end of our story.
I love where we leave off with that, because it really is just like, oh shit, I mean, like, what do I do? Then we cut to Leorio, who is just studying. Yeah. He's on the grind.
He's locked in.
Yeah, and he has a very nice photo of the four of them, except Kurapika is wearing a really ugly outfit, so it's kind of a shitty photo if you think about it. And that's all we get. He doesn't even speak, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's sipping on coffee and studying.
Yep. And then we get another cut to Wing, where he is once again thinking, this time thinking about his master. Wonder who that is.
Yeah, whoa.
It's Biscuit, guys. We know.
Yeah.
But he's just kind of thinking, and he has this really interesting look on his face, which I meant to go back and look in the manga to see if it was the same facial expression, because it's like a weird, like, sadistic smile almost.
Yeah, like, you know, he knows what he's doing, and he's kind of enjoying it low-key. Like,
yeah, he's like kind of excited about it. Like,
yeah.
And I can't blame him. Like, training these kids, I'd also have like this innate curiosity of like, what will they do, you know?
Because by all intents and purposes, like, they are prodigies of Nen. Like, they are learning at such a rapid rate compared to anybody else. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I get that emotion for sure, I think. Like, it
would
be incredibly exciting, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's just thinking, I think I may have created a terrible monster. Singular, mind you, he says.
Not singular. He knows who he's talking about.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the first half of the episode, and honestly, totally fine.
Yeah.
Now,
this is where it gets. Yeah. This is where it gets a little weird.
We're trending downwards now. So Killua walks in. How long has it been? A month. It's been a month. Yeah. And Killua walks into the room, and Gon is just jumping around, working out, running.
Handstanding on what was his injured arm.
Yeah.
So, you know, he's doing pretty well, I'd say.
Yeah, he's chilling. And Killua's just like, what in the world, man?
He's breakdancing. Like,
yeah. He got over a 4-month injury in a month. And he does the same head poke thing. He's like, you're weird, absolutely weird. You really are from the wild.
Yeah. Tarzan boy, yeah.
Yeah, our little Tarzan. And Gon's like, oh, it must be because I'm eating these. And he pulls out a bag of dried sardines. Yeah, that's it, buddy.
Oh my god.
I love that.
Yeah, no, that was funny. Admittedly, I got a good laugh out of that.
Yeah. And so Gon's like, okay, so what'd you come here for anyways? And Kilo pulls out 2 tickets to what will be Hisoka's fight with Castro.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that in this adaptation. It's
Yeah.
gonna be really cool.
Yeah, no, that was
gonna
my
be like
thought.
awesome.
That was my thought exactly when I got to this. Yeah.
Yeah, just excited to see it. So yeah, let's keep going so we can talk about the fight.
Yep.
So yeah, he explains like
Hisoka's record.
Yeah, which is 8 wins, 3 losses.
And all the losses were by default because he killed the opponents. So
Yes, of course.
yeah.
So and they don't really know who Castro is at this point, but they'll learn. Their Kilo will learn later.
I gotta say, I love the little choice to have Killua's head like blow up into like his cat face whenever he's like mansplaining to Gon.
That's straight from the manga, and I love that. They nailed that. So yeah, he's just kind of explaining Heaven's Arena rules and stuff that we already know, really. I mean,
knockdown, clean hits, etc., etc.
Biased judges, you know it.
I guess important to note, this is, I don't know if they revealed this in a prior episode, and I just don't remember because it's been so long, but like, also, pointing out that, Hisoka's level is like basically that of a floor master, so, pretty tough, all things considered.
Yeah, and I mean, 2 more wins and he does become a floor master.
Yeah,
so like
he's basically already there.
Right there.
Yeah.
So Gon the whole time is seeming like not really into this, and then he reveals that he's not sure if he can watch this because wouldn't it count as like learning then?
Oh.
But Killua is like, who cares? Let's just watch it. But then the elevator opens and Wing is there.
with our favorite character, don't forget.
Yes, she's there. She's there. Little cameo. And Wing says, that counts. Killua can go, but you can't. Which I think is kind of unfair. But
I could see how it seems unfair from the perspective of Killua and Gon, but I think like Wing obviously knows that Hisoka and Castro can use Nen to some extent, and I think he knows how perceptive Gon especially is.
Yeah, that's fair.
Gon would pick up on that stuff incredibly easily.
At the same time, though, he has not taught either of them Gyo at this point, so
This
like,
is true.
What could they really gain? But whatever, Wing's the teacher, doesn't matter. They learn this shit anyways. Whatever.
Yeah.
But
I think more than anything, this is just to teach Gon a lesson, basically, just to keep it going.
Yeah. Just be strict about it. So Kilo is just yapping about whatever nonsense, and our favorite character, the elevator lady, the whole time in the background is just like, is anybody going up? Anybody getting on this thing? Kilo's being completely ignored until she just grabs him by the head and chucks him into the wall.
Her voice work, whoever was the voice actor for random elevator lady in Hunter x Hunter 1999, it's like the best voice actor in the entire series. I'm convinced.
Yep. She is fantastic. This is the best addition ever. I am so happy she exists.
Me too. This is the best.
It feels so Togashi. Like, it's almost like shocking that she just isn't in the manga.
Yeah.
She's just so naturally fits in, you know.
This is all original. Yeah. And it's just so funny every time she's on screen. I get so like audibly excited whenever it happens.
Yep. She's the best. So Wing then just kind of starts thinking to himself more. He's just hyping them up always. He's just like, damn, these kids are awesome.
The aura leaking out of them is crazy.
Yeah. They're aura farming for real.
Yeah, actually, aura farming here.
So the match is about to start. Gon sees it starting to happen on the TV, but he turns off the TVs because he's a good boy.
Yep. Keeping his promise.
Yep. Good job, Gon.
Good job.
But he is like shaking with excitement, which I really like.
Yeah,
Like he wishes he could see this. But
that's just fantastic showcase of Gon's character trait there. I think just little details like that really add up.
So the match is about to begin here.
Yep.
Hisoka's getting ready. We're seeing the crowd. We see Castro, our boy. Love him.
I like that Hisoka's prep for a fight is just building a stack of
Just,
cards.
stacking cards. His favorite thing.
Well, Castro's not doing that much else. Like he's reading. That's it. So I mean.
Yeah, true. I mean, what do you do to prepare, really?
That's true.
Or an end fight.
Yeah.
So then we see a little funny moment with Killua where he's asking to buy those chocolate robots that he likes so much, and the cashier's like, "Yeah, I mean, 2 days ago somebody just like bought our whole stock." And he's like, "Oh."
You're like, well, in that case, I'll take some energy juice.
However, I do want to point out a discrepancy because we have passed an entire month, and they're saying this was 2 days ago, where that scene happened in the last batch of episodes.
I would like to think
he did it again.
Yeah, he did it again when they got more stock.
That's what I was thinking too. He just did it twice.
Which makes it extremely impressive that he went through all of that in 2 days.
Yeah, it's kind of insane. And not healthy, I don't think.
No, and how did you not gain any weight also? Like, what the hell, man?
He's just built different.
I guess so, yeah. That's that assassin, metabolism right there.
Yeah. So Kilo's watching an interview with Castro on the TV. They're just like, "Oh, yeah, you fought Hisoka before. What makes you think you can beat him again?" He's like, "Oh, I've improved a lot. Yada yada. I'm the GOAT."
I wouldn't fight him again if I wasn't confident.
Yeah. So Killua starts to get interested in Castro at this point and wants to go meet him face to face. So he does his assassin stuff.
This was a really sick animation for no reason.
Yeah. Yeah, like the ice cube thing. Yeah, that was really cool. And he darts in there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's sick. And then he does a rhythm echo a little bit up to the door. And then Castro appears behind.
Whoa.
What? Damn.
This guy's crazy.
Goated with the sauce. I cannot wait to see him in action. Holy shit, I'm so excited. I cannot wait.
They're really hyping him up here. It's like it makes you excited. Like, oh man, what's the showcase gonna be like?
Yeah, like, man, so much intrigue. God, I can't wait. Like the mystery of his Nen ability, like it's gonna keep building. It's gonna be really cool.
Like, Killua was a trained assassin, and you got behind him. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's huge. And even Killua was like, "What in the world? There's no way I could have missed him. Slip by me. That's impossible." Mm-hmm. And to cover himself very smoothly, Killua says, "Oh yeah, I'm here to get your autograph." Dumbass. Why would that work, bro?
I mean, he's a kid, right? He's
true. But Castro just name drops him. He's like, "Yeah, I'd love to, Killua." Like, oh fuck.
I mean, at this point, it's like you just accept it.
Yeah.
Take the L.
Yeah. So
which he does.
He does. He just kind of comes clean. Castro asks if he's spying on him. He's like, "No, not really. I just kind of wanted to see you." And he says, what did you think of me?" And Killua says, "Pretty impressive." So,
yeah.
Wow. A lot of hype here. A lot of hype.
Also, he was like tracking his presence from the moment.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Like,
as soon as he stepped onto the floor. So yeah, that's huge. And then Killua wants to know like how he stuck up on him, but he says, "Can't tell you that because that would reveal my secret."
Yeah,
but
I might fight you someday, is what he says.
Yeah.
So,
oh yeah.
I believe it.
I'm hyped for that.
Me too.
And then there's another interesting scene where he definitely misreads Killua because he's like, Killua says he has no interest in climbing the towers or really fighting people here at all, and Castro's like, "Oh, your aura seems to be telling a different story." Like, I don't know about that man because he really doesn't want to do that at all, and he doesn't either. So I think you're just wrong, but like, go off.
We all misread somebody, the person here and there. It's fine.
You're right. You're right.
But now we're here. Hisoka versus Castro. It's going to be the battle of the century, as the announcer puts it.
Yes, indeed. So, they go at it a little bit. Oh, actually, they just kind of talk here for a second.
They're staring each other down.
About? Yeah.
The announcer's hyping it up to the extreme here. Like, it's going to be a glorious match that we're about to witness.
Yeah. They're just shit talking each other. Hisoka doesn't think he's worth his time. Castro's like, I'll prove you wrong. He charges at him. The cool little slice maneuver. Dodges. He gets another hit in. Hisoka's like, what the hell? How's that even possible?
Yeah, well, fights off to a good start.
Wonder what he's doing. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Like, he got a hit and Hisoka didn't see it coming. Like, how did he do that? Up on the, I don't know, way up on top of the ring or wherever this is, we see our first look at Machi.
Yeah, blue hair. Whoa.
Yeah. Interesting color scheme. It's like reverse, actually, 2011. Yeah. It literally is.
You know what? She doesn't look half bad with blue hair. I kind of dig it.
I like the blue hair. The pink clothes is what I'm unsure of. But
it kind of clashes a little bit, right? But,
it's a bit much, but it
Not
is
bad.
certainly Machi.
Yeah. It's you can tell it's Machi, so that's all that matters, really. But
yeah,
we'll
see more of her probably, in 2 episodes after this fight's over.
I
think. Yeah.
This fight will go on a little bit, surely, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so we kind of just end the episode with the two of them smack talking each other. He's like, "Get ready! I mean, it's gonna be a big fight, Hisoka. I'm more than I was 2 years ago." As Hisoka starts to get excited, licks his lips, and we fade to black. That's that episode. So,
wow.
Obviously, next episode we're gonna get a lot more of this fight. I cannot wait. It's just like I'm so pumped. Like this was such an exciting start. Castro's been so built up.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
So we said at the beginning of this that like this episode was like the probably the worst of the bunch, but like low key, as we kind of discussed it, there was a lot of like funny little like cute little moments in here that I kind of really enjoyed looking back on it. So I don't know.
Yeah, this episode's not bad actually.
Yeah, I think we're maybe leaning a bit too much into the meme of this batch, but yeah, no, I mean it was a fine episode. I think. I mean, not a lot happened, to be fair. So I mean, I guess you could say something towards that, right? But. And it probably does get a little bit worse with the context of what we'll be talking about very soon. But I don't know. Yeah, it was cute. I there was a lot of fun little moments here, I thought. Nothing crazy.
Yeah, it was a serviceable episode. Definitely the least offensive of the batch.
That's a good way.
I think actually next episode is probably my least favorite.
I agree. Yeah.
For reasons we'll talk about soon. Also, did you watch the previews like when you were watching these chronologically?
I did. I don't think I was like paying that much attention to the previews at the time. So
because I was stunned, bro. We'll talk about it here. I won't give away our hand, of course. But,
yeah.
Let's get into it. This next episode 41, is called Bungee Punch 1-Round Battle. Okay. So, all about the Castro fight, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
So, we pick up where we left off here. The fight is raging on.
Mm-hmm. Castro is charging his tiger bite fist.
Yes. Yeah. Holy shit, that's hype.
Totally not a wolf fang fist, obviously.
Yeah, it looks just like it. So Castro runs at him, but then he's like gone, and then he's behind him. He says, "I'll take this one." He takes off Hisoka's hand, guys.
Whoa.
Massive.
That's
pretty
crazy.
Like, what happens here? Like, how do you win this without a hand? I really just want to know. I'm so curious. I can't wait to see. Oh, Hisoka's walking out of the ring and the fight's over. So,
Did you when this moment happened, as soon as you cut away from the title screen, you see him walking down the hallway, did you also like rewind to make sure you didn't miss anything?
Yes,
in the episode?
I absolutely did. I was like, okay, did I like black out? I'm dead serious. I literally thought like, okay, what the fuck just happened to me? Did I like zone out hardcore?
I had the exact same experience. I went back to the entire episode. I'm like, I had to have missed something. Like, I was clearly not paying attention.
Yeah. No, that's it.
Fight's over.
Yeah, and we get like little flashes to like vaguely what happened, but not really.
Yeah, it's like still images too, basically.
Yeah.
Like, few frames of animation, and it's just like summarizes basically nothing about the fight, to be honest with you. But
yeah, we get to learn nothing about this. It's actually insane. And so, at this point, I was thinking like, okay, benefit of the doubt. Maybe it's doing this weird thing. Like, we'll see the whole fight now whenever the boys watch it on the TV later, like when Wing shows them to teach them Yo. Like, maybe we'll just see the whole fight then. That's what I was thinking here. But we'll talk about that too. I got a lot to say about that moment.
Yep. But for now, we have Machi treating Hisoka's wounds, which to this episode's credit, this was a pretty cool scene here. How they animated Machi stitching Hisoka back together here.
Yes,
I like
this was cool.
The close-up shot. This might be my favorite like frame or like shot of the entire batch here, where they're like really zoomed in on Machi's eye as she's about to thread the needle. You can see like the muscle tissue like within her like pupil. That's so cool. I love that.
That was awesome. Yeah, that was super super cool. Yeah, she looks really sick doing all this. It was done very well, I thought. Doesn't really explain her ability here, which I thought was odd. And that's another trend here where we kind of just don't get to learn about Nen abilities. We do get a little bit on Bungee Gum, but we get nothing on Texture Surprise.
Yeah, which, to be honest, I'm not like opposed to necessarily, at least early on, because I feel like a lot of these early Nen abilities are like pretty simple to understand at face value just looking at them. And like obviously there's like deeper stuff you could do with these abilities, but you don't necessarily need those right now. These are like basic applications of these abilities, which is about all you kind of need as an introduction to Nen. And so I think like withholding the explanations isn't the worst thing in the world here. I'm actually not like opposed to the how they went about it.
Yeah, it's fine, just different. So, she finishes patching him up, and Hisoka asks her to go to dinner tonight, to which she doesn't even respond at all and just leaves the room.
She just, exits the door before he even finishes.
Yeah, that's all we get from her for now, but we will see her again. Around the end of the arc after the Gon fight, of course.
Yeah, which will take a while, too, surely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, we are done with Hisoka for now, until the end of the arc, obviously.
Yep.
Where we see Gon and the boys back with Wing, where I guess another month has passed, and Gon's ready to begin training again. And Wing says that, if you... talking about the Promise Band, where if he had activated... something, I don't know what, Ren, I guess.
Yeah. If he used Nen in general, I think, basically exuding his aura, then
the band would break.
Yep.
But because of his, his 10 practice, he was able to kind of impress both him and Zushi with his calmness. The aura looks calm now, whereas before it was, leaking out and like kind of running like crazy. And I just kind of got it under control. It shows the band breaking, and then Kilo asks a question about the Hisoka and Castro fight. So here we go. We're getting there.
We're getting there.
Yeah, he was like, okay, so the magic that Hisoka's always talking about is definitely Nen, right? And he's like, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
But you can't see it because you can't. Nen, Hatsu isn't visible without Gyo. Mm-hmm. You need to.
And Gyo is an advanced like technique off of Ren, so they don't have that, so that's why they couldn't see it.
Yeah, it's a multifaceted step process to see Hatsu application. So they are Wing asks Gon how much time he has left until his next match, to which he says about 27 days. And I skipped the whole thing.
Basically, he says like, okay, well, for the next 27 days, I want you to just like master your Ren, because like that's the fastest way to get where you need to be.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And so
we get like still images cutting, showing their mastery of Ren here.
Yeah, so this is where things get weird with not get weird. This is where things continue to be weird with how Nen is explained in this adaptation. Mm-hmm. It's that same point we were talking about last time where, like, I just don't think 99 understood how important Nen was going to be. Because they are just completely stampeding through this whole section. And this is, like, the most important explanations you will need in this whole show.
Yeah.
But they just like parade over it.
Yeah. So like I was saying earlier, like it doesn't matter as much for these Nen abilities specifically, like the Hatsu, just because like again it's basic applications, right? What you're seeing is basically, for all intents and purposes, what is the function of those abilities, right? But when it comes to actually explaining the entire like Nen system, there's a lot to it. And all of it is equally important to really understand and get into how everything works in this world, right? And so it's so jarring knowing how 2011 does it, especially, where they kind of really take their time showcasing like each of the individual Nen types and just like Nen applications, right? And giving, explanations alongside each and every one of them, and really trying to like give you all the information you need. Here, it's so jarring to see 99 just say, okay, here's the entire Nen chart. That's it. Well, we'll say what each of the types are, but we won't explain any of it.
Yeah. It's so odd. It's almost like they're presenting it as if it's just like some real world knowledge that like the audience knows, but Gon and Killua don't. So they're just speeding through it like, okay, you guys know this, you don't need to see this, but this is just for the characters to learn about it. But
or at the very least, they're showcasing it with the intent of like, just trust us, pretty much. Like this is the way it is.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no effort to really explain it, like go into the weeds at all. It's just it just is what it is.
Yeah. And that being said,
baffling.
We don't actually get to like the Nen types until like a little later in the episode, but like they were talking about like Ren and and stuff like that, and it's really obvious from like this point onwards that like they're really just not going to spend much time on any of this. So it's just fascinating.
Yep. Further, we just get a little training montage, and they just kind of talk about whatever. Just they talk about Gyo more. It's nothing really important happens there.
Yeah.
They head back to their room, but Gon says, hold on a minute, I'm gonna go do something real quick. He says he's gonna take a walk, actually. Yeah. And Kid was like, yeah, all right. But whatever. So Gon heads out into the forest here and starts just kind of practicing Ren, I think.
He's practicing Gyo.
No, he's practicing Gyo. Yeah, well, Ren is needed for Gyo, but yeah.
But trees have aura now, apparently.
So I don't know what in the world is happening here, but Hisoka sees it.
This is where things get weird.
Yeah, so Oh boy, what the hell is this? Okay,
Okay, yeah,
so
just go into it.
Hisoka up on the 200th floor of the building, mind you. 200th floor, 200 floors, 200 floors up, sees a little uh, speck of aura, it must look like, from up that high. But it's enough to catch his attention, I guess. And he's like, oh shit, damn, Gon. Looking fire, bro. I think I'm going to fight you right now, actually. Fuck it.
Yeah. So, this is a manga in 2011 difference, obviously.
Obviously.
Hisoka breaks his own promise to fight Gon early before he even wins the fight on the 200th floor. He says, I'm so impressed with your growth.
Yes.
I'll fight you whenever you want. Yeah, whenever you want, basically. Yeah.
Ugh. What a gross misunderstanding of Hisoka's character. This pissed me off so bad.
This was bad. This is a really bad choice, I thought.
Abysmal. I can't believe they thought this was a good idea.
And it's even more frustrating when they did such a good job of portraying how important it is for Hisoka to like take his time with like, you know, these, you know, his prey, so to speak, right? You know, to like grow and like really hone into their own being and their abilities before fighting them, right? And so this goes entirely against the point of his character. Just this one little action here. And it pisses me off.
It makes him seem impatient, which he is absolutely not.
Yep, exactly.
He will wait for the most opportune circumstances to fight someone. That's the whole thing. Like, you don't want to pick a ripe, or you want to wait till a fruit's ripe to pick it. That's his whole damn thing. And here he is breaking his own rule and basically becoming a different person just for the sake of the narrative.
Yeah.
And I think that's garbage.
It's really bad. This is just, yeah, like you said, a gross misunderstanding of Hisoka's character. And there's not really much else to say on it. It's just bad. Like, I don't know how else to put it.
Yeah, it's truly awful. I am blown away. So yeah, he and the next morning he literally calls Gon and he's like, wow, man, you mastered Ren already. Oh, that's enough. Yeah, let's fight, bro. I'm good. Let's do it. Dude, holy shit, this pisses me off. What a stupid decision this was. I just can't believe it. Like,
my gosh.
He the only thing Gon has done so far is lose against Guido and not practice Nen for 2 months and then start to learn Gyo. Are you fucking kidding me, Hisoka? You would never do this. This is so stupid. Holy shit. Oh my god, I hate this.
Yeah. It throws me off for the rest of the episode, for sure.
Yeah. That's why I say this is my least favorite, because yeah, we do get cool animation later. I know. We'll talk about it. But like, good god, the context surrounding it is just abysmally bad.
It puts less emphasis on the fight than there would be otherwise. Like, it doesn't feel as like much of a like an important, like, I don't know how to word it exactly, but like it makes the end goal of this fight with Hisoka to give the badge back to him less meaningful.
Yeah.
Because it feels like Gon hasn't properly earned it the way that it was originally intended. It feels like kind of just like, you know, whether he intended for it or not, this is like on Hisoka technically, right? But it's a gross misunderstanding of Hisoka's character, and it makes it feel like Gon just kind of like skipped a couple steps on the way to this goal. Yeah.
Because, yeah, the whole point is, yeah, by the end of this arc, he is at a level where Hisoka's ready to fight him. He works for it. He
proves
earns it.
Yeah, he earns it. It's not just about mastering the concepts, it's about applying the concepts as well. Yes. Yeah.
But instead, Hisoka's like letting like himself be the test match for Gon. Yeah. Like, what is that? Oh my god, I hate this. I hate this, dude. It's awful.
I'm normally pretty lax with, like, you know, 99's interpretation of characters and just like the little differences, but like this one is really, 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 really bad.
Yeah, really bad, dude. Like, if you're like watching this or listening to this and you have not watched these episodes and you think we're over exaggerating, just check this episode out. It is truly baffling how they go about this. So Anyways, for now we go ahead to Wing. That's like the next morning, and he's just like, "Wow, you guys mastered Gyo in one night. Hell yeah!" That's pretty
Yeah,
much
you both
all.
pass.
Like, wow, all right, sweet. Moving on.
99 pacing,
like-
everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, let's start Hatsu immediately. Let's go. Okay.
Feel like we barely got to know Gyo, but all right, yeah.
Yep, that's the moral of the story here. We just keep moving, because the whole order of the story has been tampered with, and there's no going back now.
Nope.
So he's just explaining everything. He's explaining what application of Hatsu is, and he's explaining what a Nen type is. So here we go. A water divination test. We got to figure out what the boys' types are. I wonder what they are. I have no idea. I've never seen this before.
So this is what I was referring to earlier also, where like in like 2011, at least from my memory of it, they had like little descriptions or like little small explanations for each of the specific types to give you an idea of what you're actually looking at. So like Enhancer, you know, they power up their physical strength, you know. Like manipulators, they manipulate things, you know, like just little simple stuff to like get the audience connected to these terminologies that'll be used throughout the rest of the series. 99 doesn't do that. Just like, yep, enhancer, emitter, transmuter, manipulator, specialist, conjurer.
Yep.
That's it.
Figure it out yourself.
Yeah, figure it out yourself through context clues. Yeah.
So ridiculous. I hate it. Ugh. So yeah, they do the water divination test at like light speed. They don't give you time to breathe on any of this information that you're seeing.
They completely, you know, just like one sentence over, like, oh yeah, you know, 2 categories the closer, you know, you are to, you know, your own type. Like,
yeah.
It's easier to learn those, you know.
It's literally a blink and you miss it line. Like you could miss an entire, like a crucial piece of information just by like looking away from the screen for 3 seconds.
Yeah, which, by the way, this is another downside to not showing that Castro fight before this, because like you can kind of like, at least with that sentence, you could like kind of like they're gonna use Castro later as like a reference for like, oh yeah, like, you know, like the reason he didn't work out this way is because he used the type that was too far off from his own Nen type.
Yes.
But we didn't get to see that in action, so we can't connect
God, there's no dots to connect because they don't give us the damn dots. It's so frustrating. They give us
the dots in
half
retrospect.
of a dot.
Yeah.
It's so crazy because that's supposed to be a click moment. Like, oh wow, okay, that's why he sucked ass.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
no,
exactly.
we don't get to see shit. Oh my god, it drives me nuts. What is this? What have they done? Okay, so yeah, they do the thing. You know, Gon's an enhancer. Kilo was a manipulator or a transmuter. Sorry. Zushi is the manipulator.
Yes. Very not fitting for Zushi, by the way.
Yeah, not at all. Yeah, they do the whole thing like, oh, Kilo's like, oh, I don't have a type. This sucks. But yeah, like, no, taste the water. Like, oh wow, look at that. It's sweet.
Wow.
Cool.
And Wing's
in
just
that
like,
pace of which, yeah, the
for
pace
4
of which I said that sentence is exactly how fast it happens in the show too. By the way.
Yep. And then we get
Speed
more
of
still
light.
shots of their training.
Yep. Yeah, it's so funny. Like that whole thing happens, and then Wing's just like, "All right, guys, let's do it." And then 3 stills appear on screen, and that's it.
Yep.
Cool. That was awesome. I loved it. Thank you for that. Really learned a lot.
It really reached to be
that.
like these animators really just wanted to get the York new man. Like they were so close, they're just rushing.
But it's also like Nen is a key mechanic of York new. Like why?
That's what makes it ironic.
So insane. What are they doing? Oh my god.
It makes me wonder if they'll backfill anything in York New itself.
They might have to just re-explain Nen from the ground up, bro. This is crazy. So yeah, it's been a couple days. I don't know how long, whatever. And Gon redoes the test. The water overflows more. He's like, all right, so like, do you think I could stand a chance against Hisoka? He's like, hell no, bro.
Yeah,
not
like,
even
no.
a little bit.
No,
like,
you're not.
No,
ready.
no, sir. But Wing's like, I mean, obviously you're gonna fight him anyways. It doesn't really matter what I tell you.
Yeah.
So
He says, "Yeah,
That's
I'll let you fight Hisoka. Fight him whenever you want. One condition though: don't push yourself, no matter what."
yep.
That's it. That's the only condition.
Yep. So he calls Hisoka, tells him, "Yep, we're gonna fight in Heaven's Arena on so and so day, whatever it is."
Yeah.
And,
Wow. Yeah. How gracious of you, Hisoka.
yeah. Like, all right, let's do it. Oh
Woohoo.
my god, bro! What the hell is this?
And
Okay.
then we get the the terminology slipped in my mouth.
Eye catch.
Yeah, the eye catch that doesn't actually have an eye catch. If you notice.
Yeah, and that's for this episode and the next one.
Yeah, it's just a
which is
black screen.
interesting.
What
Yeah,
happened?
I wonder if is that just it now? Like, is that changing to that?
Not really an eye
Weird.
catch, you know. But
Yeah, it's a nothing catch. My eye is not caught.
no, my eyes are actually like dividing. You know, when this happens.
Yeah, I'm going cross-eyed here. Okay, so it's the day of the fight. Gon's like, all right, bro, I'm ready. Let's do it. I couldn't sleep because I was so excited.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
he's gearing up, walking out the door. You know, we're kind of, oh yeah, we're gonna start this fight. You know, we're getting there, hyping us up.
It slowly sinks in that, like, wow, they are really doing this. This is actually about to happen. What the hell?
It's insane.
And it sure happens. Here we are. We're in the ring. Gon is standing there. And Hisoka enters shortly after. And mind you, this is a Gon that, like, has not proven himself. Nobody in this ring really gives too much of a shit about who he is. At least they're not supposed to.
He's lost one
because-
match. The only match that he's participated in.
Yeah, on the 200th level, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
what is there to be excited? This is a guy that has 8 wins against a guy who just lost a match, like, horribly 2 months ago. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, but the announcer, she's hyping it up like it's like the greatest match. I mean, it's her job.
Yeah.
That's right. So like whatever, but like it's just so
Yeah.
funny.
If I was in that crowd, I'd be like, this is just like, okay, Hisoka's just like farming wins. He just wants to be a floor master. He's picking an easy target. Like, what is this shit?
We get the same beginning beats here that we'd expect from the fight though, right? You know, going staring Hisoka down.
Yeah, it's the fight.
You know, Hisoka being like, oh, you know, why are you looking at me like that? You know, you're getting me acting up over here. You know.
No swing though.
No
it's
swing.
just not there at all, which is a shame.
He stretches his arm. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's whatever. I mean, they already ruined Hisoka's character enough. I guess I'm not surprised.
I mean, whatever. The swing is whatever. Like, but it's just so like damning to like just have that like loom over this fight now. To me, that's the major thing.
Yep. So, Gon's just reflecting. He's like, yeah, I gotta give you this badge back. I gotta land that punch on you. It's just as strong as the one you gave me. And it flashes back to that punch, and I forgot how insane that shit was. Dude goes flying. Like,
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I don't think
beating.
Gon really paid him back, to be honest. That was a crazy punch.
Yeah, but we get a nice. The fight actually begins here, and this animation is pretty sick. I have to give credit where credit's due.
Yes. However, the sound effects are abysmal.
Yeah, there's a difference between the animation and sound effects for sure.
Yeah. Holy man.
That's kind of par for the course for 99, I think, at this point.
This was crazy though, because it's literally like, you know, the cool like punching his head moment, and Hisoka's head dodges all the hits. It's just that same sound effect over and over again, no variation.
It's very One Piece like.
Yeah, it is. And obviously One Piece already has insanely outdated sound effects.
I will say there is one bit of credit I'll give to the sound effects for this case specifically that I picked up on, and it's that they made it a point to distinguish the impact, like how it sounds between Gon's punches and Hisoka's punches. So like, you know, Gon obviously he's like flailing through the air for the most part, right? And it sounds like weak as shit. But like you can tell with Hisoka's punch sound effects, they sound a lot more prominent, a lot more like like booming.
Heavier.
Almost. Yeah, they sound a lot heavier. So I will give some credit there because that's a nice little distinguish there of just like, you know, you can audibly hear the power difference in power levels between them, right? So
Yeah.
That's nice. But yeah, the sound effects suck ass aside from that.
Yeah, they're really bad. Even for the time, this was incredibly outdated. I mean, like, guys, this isn't even 99 anymore. This episode came out in 2000, like September of 2000.
2000.
Guys, think about like what has happened. Like, dude, Dragon Ball was like 20 years ago, and that had better sound effects. One Piece was about to come out. For the time, those were good sound effects. Naruto's like a year away. Way better sound effects. Yu Hakusho was like 5 years ago, maybe more. Way better sound effects. This isn't something you could be like, oh, it's just for the time, you know. Nah, this was trash back then. I don't know who did the sound design for this series, but it's rough. Anyways, that's me complaining about sound effects again. What else is new?
Now the animation still looks sick though. Little blue flashes that are happening as the punches are being like flailed, and it looks really nice.
Incredibly good animation here. It looks great, honestly. It looks great next episode too. But this is a really great exchange here. Can't exactly just like recap every movement here, but it's just series of punches and dodges. Both of them will actually.
Hisoka strikes going first.
Yeah.
Little, come here.
They're cool. Yeah, I like that a lot. That was cool.
Points out
Gon
he hasn't
gets
moved
resolved. Yeah, he hasn't moved at all. Gon gets himself psyched up. Kilo's just thinking like, oh damn, like Hisoka's just kind of toying with him, like this is nothing for him. But still, people are impressed at Gon's tenacity. And then Gon does the famous stone flip, which, you know, in the manga he has done like 3 times at this point, and it's become his iconic move. And the announcer's like, oh, there it is, the iconic stone flip.
Yeah, he instinctively knew how to do that.
Yeah, he just thought to do it here for really no reason, no prior experience. He just did it. Cool. And he throws the stone tile up. He kicks it a bunch, or he punches it a bunch and then kicks it. He hides behind the rubble that forms and then lands a nice hit to Hisoka's face.
You did it.
Critical hit is what it's scored as.
I like the little detail that Gon's fist is like shaking.
Yeah. That was awesome. Then the match kind of comes to a stop here as Gon approaches with the badge and hands it back to Hisoka. Which,
classic moment.
You know, yeah, iconic. Can't go wrong. Even though if you take a second to think about the context behind this, it falls apart completely. But hey,
yeah, I mean, that might be what frustrates me the most about this is that like so far this fight is like 1-to-1 basically and has a lot of cool stuff to it, but you just can't shake the context of how 99 specifically set this up, and it dampens the feeling, I have to say. Yep,
it really does. That's that episode, by the way. That's where it ends, and you know, it just feels so climactic. Like this is supposed to be the end of the damn arc, and it feels like it too. But
which makes it really funny when you think about like, wow, we didn't even see the other two like schmucks, you know, from the trio of guys, right? So it's just
So that means our next batch of episodes, we are going to be ending Heaven's Arena with dealing with fucking Real Velt and Guido again. And then the other guy leaves.
I cannot wait to see how they try and make sense of that for like wrapping up the arc with that.
Dude, what is the climactic fight, honest to God, going to be Gon versus Real Velt? Are we fucking dead ass?
I can't wait. But we need to get through this match first. Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So that's that episode. I don't like it. There's
I don't like it.
Good
either.
things in it, but if you, again, like I just said, you watch that cool ass fight, but then you turn your brain on and you're like, wait a minute, no, this sucks.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I can't even enjoy it for what it is, because what it is fucking stupid.
I feel the same way. There's some enjoyable moments in here for sure. Like, I want to give the credit where credit's due, but like I'm normally not even the type of person to be like that, like down on an episode, even from picking it apart a little bit in structure. But this episode almost completely falls apart for me the moment I think about just like the structure of the episode and just what it was going for. Like it ruins it for me almost, which is like so like insane because that normally doesn't happen to me that easily.
Yeah, I like honestly, Dylan, I am surprised to hear you say this because you absolutely are not the person to let this kind of stuff bother you as much. But the fact that it is bothering you as much as it is me says a lot about how baffling this decision is on the 99 team's part.
It's just so saddening. One really piss poor decision of interpreting a character just affected the entire episode, basically.
Yeah, it ruined it. Completely ruined it. Whatever,
yeah.
Let's finish off the fight. Not the arc. Just the fight. So episode 42 here. Hisoka's Love, Showdown, Gon's Resolve.
Fitting title, I suppose.
It is. So we start off this episode just doing a very large portion of last episode, I will say.
Yeah, they reuse so many scenes here.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder what the point was of even starting the fight last episode, you know?
Yeah, honestly. And then in the crowd, we see Machi again. We also see Killua switching seats to sit closer to Wing and Zushi. They're just kind of talking like, oh yeah, I mean, you got a clean hit. Here we go. This is where the real fight starts. He's got momentum. Let's go. And then we see back in the ring, Hisoka's holding the badge, and he does it doesn't look as good as it does in 2011, but he does like the cool thing where he flips it and it's gone.
Yeah, it gets the point across still. Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they back off from each other, and they're ready to start another exchange here.
Yeah, and we get a really funny segment here, where the announcer's like, however, it looks like the attack didn't cause much damage to Hisoka. That's a little confused about the scoring. The referee fuck up, and then I'll let you take this one.
Yes, and then a man with a very particular dog mask hat, I guess, chimes in from out of nowhere and just says a lot of details that you'd think like only like the creator of something would know.
Yeah, so it's like as if he knew this was gonna happen. Like,
yeah,
he has all the details.
Kind of like an omnipotent narrator here, just very wise guy,
Yeah. And it's a mystery. Even the announcer lady's like, who are you? And
like, who the hell are you?
I can't say. This is very obviously supposed to be like a stand-in for Togashi.
Yes.
I almost wonder if that's Togashi himself voicing that character. No,
it's not. I looked it up.
No, that's so sad. Missed opportunity.
Yeah.
But either way, that like caught me completely off guard, and I was laughing so hard at that. That was really good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So obviously this replaces our boy Baka from Level E in the original manga, who makes a cameo here doing the same thing, but this time they just decided to make it Togashi. He does have long hair, so you can argue like it could be Baka under the mask still, but they don't make it apparent here in this version.
No. Really funny nonetheless, though. Yeah. It was entertaining.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. He comes up again later, which is different to the manga because we only see Baka once. There's only one instance of that, but they add a scene here, which I think is also pretty funny. So yeah, fight continues. Hisoka's being a freak,
as per usual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He talks about the Nen type personality test that he's devised, which I always like.
Yep. It's like, you're an enhancer, right? And Gon's like dumbfounded, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he he talks about the traits of an enhancer and also a manipulator, oh my god, transmuter. Why do I always forget transmuter? Because that's what he is, and also
he is a transmuter.
Yeah,
same as
so
Killua.
he talks about that. Yep. And when he describes it, Killua is also thinking to himself, like, "Damn, he's right."
Yeah, because he's saying like, because he's explaining enhancer, like you, that simple-mindedness is
very simple-minded. Yeah, that's the gist of it.
Gon takes offense to that, which is really funny because I don't think he would normally take offense to that in the first place from any other person, but.
Yeah, probably not.
And then he says, "Yeah, I'm a transmuter. We're whimsical liars, and we will ditch people when it's most convenient for us to do so."
Yeah.
Feels almost like an intentional jab there at a certain point.
Yeah, it sure does. And then I love this too, where Zushi's just like, "Damn, I wish he said what a manipulator's characteristics were." I love that.
Funny.
Just wants to know so bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's basically just like like star sign stuff. What is that called?
Astrology.
Astrology. Thank you. Yeah, it's that same principle basically.
Yeah.
Hisoka's into astrology.
Anyways,
that tracks.
Yeah, it definitely tracks. But after the astrology session here, Hisoka beats ass.
Yes, it's looks awesome. He kicks so hard that he like knocks one of the tiles loose and it goes flying towards Machi, which is really funny. I think he definitely did that intentionally.
Yeah, no, I'd like to think so too. Fair catch.
Yeah.
I gotta say, what caught my attention is like with that kick on the tile as well. It looks just like that one. Like, because he kind of like threw his arm up as he was doing it too. It reminded me so much of like the launching, like that one special attack he has in Nen Impact. I thought. That was
yeah,
cool.
yeah, you're right.
I was wondering if maybe that was inspiration to some degree.
I wonder. Yeah, that is actually like very, very similar. Minus the bungee gum, but yeah, super similar. So yeah, then we got a nice shot of Machi like fixing her hair. They put a lot of work into that.
They really did. Yeah, they're big Machi fans. I get it.
Yeah, I get it.
Before we see more Hisoka kicking Gon's ass, though, they're having a field day with the animation here.
Yeah, they really are. Actually, before that, No. Yeah, so before that, we get the flashback to Wing explaining what happened with the Castro fight, which
yeah,
fascinating. So this is where I have very many things to say.
Wing says he says one more trick, and he's like, "All right, that." And then we cut to the tape session. Why? Yes. Why are we putting this here? Why didn't we just the time that we started the Gon Hisoka fight last episode? Why didn't we just use that extra time to put the tape in that episode?
I don't know. This is so weird. God.
Like, even accounting for them just skipping the Castro fight for whatever godforsaken reason. Like, the order of this is just so, like, obnoxious. Like, I don't understand at all what the intent was.
And so here I was still thinking, like, okay, this scene can be the opportunity to show the Castro fight. Mm-hmm. But here we are, and even at this point, while this is happening, I'm like, okay, if they actually show this whole damn fight in the middle of Gon versus Hisoka, like, what the fuck are we doing? But they don't do that. But what they do instead is even more baffling, I would argue. We get the most, like, abridged and pointless version of this scene you could possibly imagine. It's like this scene is nothing. This scene is fucking nothing. They just kind of like explain vaguely what is happening on that TV. We see 0% of it. Nothing.
The shots that we saw when Hisoka was walking back into like the locker room or whatever to get stitched up by Machi, those were the only scenes that we saw.
Yeah, it's just stuff we saw like in the episode. They didn't animate anything new. It's just these random.
They
little
put a
clips.
television static filter over and called it a day.
Yeah. And when it still like happens mostly like normal, like he's still explaining the same things.
And they're
But
coming to the
it's-
same conclusion still. Like, yeah, I know it's kind
Yes.
of a rubber band, but like we didn't see any of it.
Yes,
man!
that's the thing. It's so much less effective because we didn't get to see this ourselves. Like, we
And
can't
even-
piece it together with them.
And even the shots that we did see, all we see is like an arm punching Castro in the face and like cards being like thrown into his body. We don't
Yes.
see any the scenes, the little crumbs that they did show us. They didn't show us a single goddamn thing that could let us connect. Oh yeah, like some kind of like rubbery like effect that lets you attract up, objects in a person to you. Like we didn't see any of that. What, we're just supposed to take that as like, yep, that's what happened. Like, is it treating us as if we're like stupid as the viewers? Like I
Yes.
don't understand.
Either it's treating us like we're stupid or like so smart that we don't even need explanations. Like, they'll
It's hard
get
to
it.
tell, yeah, which one is it? That's the worst part. Like we don't even know.
Oh my god. So yeah, we get this whole match explained to us as if we saw it, but we didn't see it, and it's absolutely baffling. What the hell, man? Why did they skip the fight? Like, it's more important than you would probably realize. It's just like thinking back to this arc, like I don't think the first thing on people's minds when they think about Heaven's Arena is Hisoka versus Castro.
No.
But in terms of explaining Nen, it is arguably the most important fight in the series because it gives us everything. Watching that fight blindly and then later having it explained retroactively is what makes this stuff click in you, the viewer's mind.
Yep.
Because you're actively thinking about it. Like, you have the mystery, you see the fight, everything's invisible, you don't know what the hell's going on, and then slowly over time you piece together different aspects of Nen, fill in the pieces yourself, and then finally Wing explains the whole thing coherently. That is how Nen is explained in Hunter x Hunter, the manga.
And it's effective.
It's nonsense. It's just a jumbled mess that you learn nothing from. It reminds me of just like a shitty school or a shitty teacher in school that just like doesn't give a fuck.
Like they put the terms on the chalkboard and like they just repeat what it's on the chalkboard and that's that.
Yeah, and then they like make you take a test that they copied from like Quizly.
Yeah.
It's just like it's so crazy. What is this? They are not treating Nen with respect at all.
This is also where they go back to the whole like, oh yeah, Castro, used like he's an enhancer, but he used like manipulator or like tactics, which is like too far off from his type, and so it was less effective. Like, okay,
Yeah,
like
but-
I believe you, I guess, but like we didn't
I
see any of that.
Yeah, we don't get to see it be less effective. Like, on paper, doubling yourself sounds busted. Like, we're really supposed to believe like it sucked? How
Which is
does
why-
it suck? Tell us.
Which is why it makes it impactful that like we see the fight unfold blindly and we see the double and we're like, oh shit, this is so like insane. Like, how's Hisoka gonna fight this? And so like having the impression that Hisoka just does away with him really easily still, it's like, okay, something was wrong there. There is a gap of knowledge that needs to be filled, and now I'm intrigued and I want to learn more about why that failed. But without that, like, leading it the way that, is supposed to be structured, we don't get that. We don't get the same feeling, and we're just left with confusion. It makes no sense.
Yep. No. Absolutely.
Obviously, it
It's
doesn't affect
ridiculous.
us because we have the prior knowledge already. But from the
Yeah.
perspective of, like, a new watcher, holy shit, that's a nightmare scenario.
Yeah. This arc's adaptation, or this batch in particular, has solidified in my mind that I would never, ever recommend this as somebody's first experience with Hunter x Hunter.
Which is sad.
Before this, I was like, yeah, I'd recommend this. Why not? But now, just because of this, I can't. Because you don't get to learn Nen properly, and that is so damn important. It can't be, unless, okay, it could be fixed. Maybe they will do a better explanation in York New. Maybe. We'll see.
That's given the benefit of the doubt, though. And at the
Yeah,
very
big
least,
benefit of the doubt.
even if like that, there is a hypothetical where somebody could still get the general gist of everything just by watching this, I guess, if they really like think about it and like, imply enough stuff. But my gosh, it's just so easy to get like mixed up in all of this when they're rushing through it as fast as they are.
Yeah.
They're structuring it the way they do. It'd just be a risk to have somebody watch this as their first introduction to them.
Yeah, it's also just such like a poor representation of Togashi. It's like insulting in a way because he introduces Nen so masterfully that it just feels so natural, and to see it here just butchered to hell is actually just insulting. And I would hate for this to be somebody's first introduction to it. Anyways, that's enough of that. Continuing on. We now know that Gon is aware of bungee gum because of this flashback we had in the middle of the episode. So he suddenly just he utilizes bungee gum in a way that we can realize, like we can understand it. We see it visualized. It's like white,
kind of.
like
Yeah, it's a little creepy.
pinkish white.
Yeah, very opaque.
Different color. Yeah. It looks fine though. I don't have any complaints really.
No, it's bungee gum. It's kind of hard to fuck that up, I think. But
yeah, it probably would be pretty hard to fuck that up. So he attaches it to Gon's cheek, and he just kind of like.
It basically tells him, "Oh, if you won't come over to me, I'll bring you over to me." Myself.
And then he does that, and he punches him into the ground twice, actually. Which. Okay. So yeah, then he just kind of like taunts him to get up, still having the bungee gum attached to his cheek. And the commentator is wondering like, oh man, does he even have the will to fight after a devastating blow like that? But of course he gets up.
And, says of course, and the crowd goes wild. It goes bananas, actually.
It goes crazy for this guy who lost one fight and did nothing else.
To be fair, I think I'd be pretty hyped too if this is a schmuck going against this guy and he's actually like kind of holding his own, even if he's
underdog,
losing.
yeah. Especially if you bet on him for some reason.
Yeah.
I'd be pumped.
And we cut back to the announcer. Is he going to be the one to break Hisoka's winning streak? Like, is he going to do it? It's crazy.
No.
It's not gonna happen, unfortunately. But the announcer's doing her job masterfully. That's the point here.
Yes. So he's explaining his ability more.
We get the bungee gum explanation.
Yeah, has properties both rubber and gum. He doesn't actually say that here, but
no,
we know it. Then we get another Togashi moment, which I like, even though it's this was originally explained in the manga in the scene with Machi earlier, but. It's moved here, and I like it, so fine, it's whatever.
Yeah, so the announcer says, what's he thinking? He's explaining something to Gon, but, what's his thinking behind explaining the ability here,
Yes. And then Togashi Baka here says, he just explains the whole bungee gum thing. Oh, it's actually named after his favorite brand of gum when he was a kid.
It was a traumatic experience.
Yeah, traumatic experience. And she's like, how the hell is that traumatic? And he says, well, gum is generally tasty at first, but it loses flavor as you chew it.
But Hisoka's family was poor, and he couldn't buy a new pack of bungee gum every day with his measly allowance.
Yes.
I like the idea of just like randomly dropping Hisoka lore in a fucking gag bit. That is hilarious to me.
That's very funny. So they kick him off air now after that.
Yeah, it's implied that like the announcer like murders him almost. Like, whoa, like was she that like mad about him taking the spotlight? He didn't even do anything wrong, really.
Yeah, I don't know what she did, but all that's left behind is a bear with the mask on it. So interesting. A stuffed bear, mind you, not a real bear.
Yeah, not a real bear.
Interesting.
Yeah, sure. Funny.
Now, Hisoka has a pop quiz here for Gon. He says, if you get it right, I'll let you get a free hit.
Whoa, tempting.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes. At what point did I attach my bungee gum to your cheek? And he gives him a few different possibilities, and Gon answers that it was whenever you hit me with both hands. He says, no, it was another answer that I didn't even tell you. He threw it and attached it to you while analyzing your personality. So
remember, transmuters are whimsical liars.
That's right. That's right.
I tricked you. Ha ha ha.
I've always liked that because, it gives reason for him yapping in the fight. Like it was a strategical maneuver.
Yeah.
To keep him distracted.
It shows the juvenileness in Gon as well, I think. Just like going along with Hisoka here, not actually fighting, so.
Uh-huh. Yeah, for sure. So they continue, or he continues to yap, really, Hisoka, as Gon just stands there listening. Probably not really understanding anything he's saying, but he's listening. Basically
telling Gon, he's like, and now you could use Gyo, and you could see everything happen, in front of you, and you could tell when I attach it, but it doesn't matter because I'm gonna attach it either way, whether you see it or not. So like, basically, I'm the greatest person in the world.
Yeah, basically, I'm awesome.
Yeah,
that's what this boils down to.
Yeah.
So fight continues now. Gon, wait, what happens here? Yeah. Gon rushes in. Gets a nice clean punch on him. It does this cool like circle effect out of the punch, which I thought was neat. Then he goes back in for more. He grabs his hair and kicks him like a million times.
Looks so sick.
Looks awesome. The sound effects still suck major ass, but that's fine.
So he gets gut punched and he's like holding his face. He has a like really cool shot with his like eye peeking through his fingers.
Yes.
Oh my god.
And then another cool shot where like the sweat from Hisoka's falling, and that's the focus, but you can see like going in the background. It's really cool.
Gon's punching up repeatedly like he's doing like a jet Gatling almost. Like oh my god, so sick.
Yeah, he's punching up a storm, and Hisoka's loving it. Yes, she's still fixing her hair. And Hisoka is having a moment here. He's like, oh shit, this is awesome. I love this.
Yeah, this feels so good.
And he ends off his creepy thoughts with saying, I wish I could demolish you right now. And that sends a chill down Gon's spine, and he ends off with a kick to the face.
And we get,
end off that exchange.
But no, I have to wait until the fruit is ripe.
Yes.
Now, that goes completely against what you decided an episode ago with accepting this fight early, but, we're going to ignore that. We've yapped about that enough.
So insane. They contradict themselves like an episode later.
That aside, I do like the line still that he follows up with this as well. Until it has grown so high that I'd hesitate to bring it all down.
Yes, absolutely. So Gon is continuing to punch, and Hisoka does this cool move where he pulls the bungee gum from his cheek into his fist.
Yep.
To break up the exchange happening there. Then he keeps Gon recoils, then he pulls him back in, hits him again, but he blocks it this time. Gon's just like, man, I'm tired of being yanked around like this. And then the judge here awards, is it 2 critical hits?
2 critical hits and a down.
Yeah, and a down. And
even though Gon seemingly blocked one of his punches.
Yeah. Gon's like, what the hell, bro? And even the announcer's like, all right, that was kind of biased, but whatever, I guess.
It was kind of a stupid call, like even from the
It really was. Like, I'd be pissed.
World?
Yeah, get a new ref. This guy sucks. Cause he blocked that shit. You just had to be like not looking at all to not notice that. Whatever.
Yeah. Now he's in a dire situation. Hisoka only needs 1 more point to win the bout.
Yep. And Hisoka takes advantage of Gon being distracted and sets up another sneaky trick here. But
you shouldn't get too distracted, Gon. Take a look to your right. You know?
Yeah, so he looks to the right because that's the genius going is as the rock comes from his left and
Smacks
hits
him in
him.
the face. Yep.
And that's it. That's enough points to win the match. TKO. Hisoka wins.
11-4.
And that is his 10th win. So he becomes a floor master. Or he gets to fight a floor master.
Yippee.
Will he become one? Wonder. We'll
wow.
never see in this series or 2011, in fact. But we will
Maybe in
see
Hunter
it.
Hunter 2029.
Yeah. Looking forward to it. So Hisoka explains what he did. Yeah, while you were distracted, I moved the bungee gum to the rock, yada yada, whatever. He won.
Yep. I'm the greatest of all time. You suck.
Yeah, I'm the GOAT. Your ass. Try again next time, even though I did this fight early because I'm a fucking idiot in this adaptation.
We might get a good contest if we fight, 10 more times, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is where we get the line,
like,
though. Yeah, where
yeah.
he's like, next time we fight, we're going to fight outside without rules. It'll be to the death,
Yep.
Yeah.
Our lives on the line. Yep. Maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
I try not to think about it.
I hope one day. Surely.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see about that.
Maybe.
And Gon just kind of collapses. He's
Yep.
Damn, he's so
done.
good.
Yep, he's the GOAT for real. I can't even deny it. That's what he's thinking. And then we get to see Hisoka in the shower. Everybody rejoice.
Everybody rejoice. Hisoka's shower scene is here. We see his feet, too.
Yes, dude. Free feet pics in 2025?
Free Hisoka feet pics.
In 2000?
In 2000.
So he walks out of the shower and sees Machi there. And he very seductively pulls up on her. And she's not having it.
No, I mean, she could care less.
Yeah. Yeah, she does not give a fuck. And instead, she has a message to deliver. Ooh.
Oh,
Intriguing. I wonder what this is about. Or in fact, I guess there's a change in the message, implying he's already been informed of something before, but got something new. She says, instead of everyone with nothing better to do, all members have to be in York New City by noon on August 30th.
In York New City.
Yep. Yes, sir.
I always really, just a quick tangent, I always really like the wording of the original line of everyone with nothing better to do.
Yeah.
Like, Phantom Troop is just a casual thing, no commitment whatsoever,
Yeah. That's very funny. Yeah, it is interesting that the original plan was just like, yeah, I mean, whoever wants to show up can show up for this, because this is pretty important, but
yeah, but I like the implication though. It's like, yeah, we're so busted. We only need 3.
Yeah, we really only need 3 people to get this done, to be honest. But whatever. So yeah, then we get a flash of Hisoka's back where we see a spider tattoo. Oh shit!
Crazy. Machi reminds him before leaving that the boss will reprimand you if you don't show up this time, probably.
Yeah, apparently Hisoka has a history of not showing up.
Who would have thunk?
Yeah. And obviously Hisoka, or worth mentioning rather, is that Hisoka does ask, so the boss will be there?
Yep.
Because that's important.
But we then get the classic reveal, though. He takes off the tattoo. It's on a piece of cloth, actually. It was just identical to his skin color. And, he says out loud to himself, oh, well, I found new toys to play with.
Yep. Maybe it's time I start hunting.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Cool. And
Very
that's it.
cool.
Yeah. So, not the end of the arc.
No, especially when we see the preview, it's very obvious that, no, we have more stuff to do here.
Yeah, still got to deal with the schmucks.
I can't get over it. It's so entertaining to me.
This is gonna be hilarious. I can't wait.
This will be the best batch of episodes in the most ironic way.
I can't believe it. So we talked about it enough. I think you all know our thoughts on these episodes that we just witnessed. Yeah, not good. Not good.
No.
Good looking fight, yes.
Yes.
It looked good. It was very cool and fun to watch.
And the fight itself, like, it was adapted pretty much 1-to-1, right? Like, you know, can't really have any complaints about that. But everything leading into the fight is just so, like, wrong in the worst way. Yeah.
Yep. It's a damn shame. I don't know what the hell was up with that. But it happened.
Yeah, I don't know. It sure happened. Yeah, that's a nice bullet point to that.
So now we have 2 more episodes left of this arc. We're gonna have 2 Guido fights and 2 real Velt fights. Yeah, let's go! I can't wait. Wow. All right.
What a great arc ender, you know, to Jesus Christ, dude.
This is gonna be hilarious. I can't wait. But within the same batch next week, we will be starting York New City.
Yeah,
one episode.
That's exciting.
I can't wait for that. Genuinely, I'm very excited for York New City in this adaptation. I've heard incredible things about it. So
we've both been anticipating it pretty much since we've started the series on the podcast. So
yes,
it'll be a good time.
Finally, about to be there, and that'll be the. It's actually not the final stretch because we also have Greed Island. I always forget about that, but final stretch for the TV run.
Yeah.
All right, that's pretty much all I can muster to say about these episodes. I've complained enough. I'm ready to complain more with our viewers.
And trust me, we're probably going to see a lot of complaining in some of these screenshots. Not even just coming. You'll see. Yeah, we'll see you there.
Yeah, we'll see you there.
Okay, now it's time to see what you guys have to say about Hunter x Hunter 1999 episodes 40 through 42. Lot to talk about, I know. So might be a bit to get through it all. But as per usual, if you want to get in on the fun, discussing anything of the topic week to week, make sure you keep an eye out for the YouTube community posts or our call-out posts on our Twitter and Bluesky accounts. And of course, if you're an audio-only listener, if you don't have social media for whatever reason, yada yada, you can always email us your thoughts at hunterassociationpod@gmail.com. So, starting off with a Bluesky response from Milu Kitty, saying, I prefer this part of the story on the 2011 version. As do we, I think.
Yeah, by a lot.
Castro fight in the loss of Hisoka's arms was not as impactful to me. It was barely even present, I'd argue. Yeah. Killua's expressions in these chapters are not mischievous enough either. I think 2011 did a better job in capturing his personality. Yeah, I can see that too. Killua wasn't really a big focus. Granted, we might get more than the next batch, but, you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah.
Leorio studying a lot. That's sweet. That is sweet. Following his
dreams. That's right. Thank you as always, Milu Kitty. Next up, we have Daniel Hall, who says they should have kept the elevator lady in the 2011 version, or maybe even make her the top 5 NEN users. True.
I like what you're thinking here. Yeah.
Yeah. If one thing should have been carried from 99, it's her.
Yeah. Best bit in the series, bar none. I
hope she gets a good send off.
I hope so too. Yeah, like that. She better get like an actual, like, you know, heartfelt scene waving goodbye to our protagonists. You know.
I'd love that.
We'll see though. Not holding my breath because it's 99. 99 continues to surprise me.
Yes, indeed.
Next up, we have a comment from Gargoyle647. 1. I liked Machi's design much better in this version with the blue hair, yellow eyes, and sharp features. Very cool. She looks sick. I'm not like that. Her design grows on me more and more in this version the more I even think about it. But, I mean, it's Machi. Machi's just cool regardless, I think.
I wish she had an alt color palette and then Impact with blue hair.
Yeah, that'd be cool. But it is what it is. It's not Impact.
Yeah.
2. Hisoka versus Castro is the worst thing about these episodes. Yeah, I'd probably agree. I mean,
other than the fact that they fucked everything up. I mean,
with
with
that. The elephant in the room with Hisoka fast forwarding the fight. Yeah. But I'd argue that, like, in terms of like episode structure, I think not including Hisoka versus Castro to the degree that they did probably did more damage overall. Because at least the reasoning would have been dumb, but like at least we have like a somewhat structural or like somewhat solid foundation of like just explaining all these different nen terms and like, being able to guide like a new watcher or new viewer along with it.
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of a more fundamental failure than the Hisoka stuff, personally.
Yeah.
3, I really like the sound of Nen in this version. Like the actual sound effect of the aura?
It hasn't really stuck with me yet. I can't really envision it.
I'm in the same boat. Like the fact that I'm having to
I guess I
think
just need
about
to
it.
hear it more. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it's just that like my brain automatically thinks that like when it comes to sound effects, it just thinks of like the shitty like flesh like like balloon like rubbing sound effects and like the punch.
That was
punches.
in these episodes too.
It was, yeah, multiple times when limbs were grabbed. That effect was played.
I love it.
So maybe it's just my brain just thinking of those only and shutting out everything else. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. Then sound doesn't really stick with me, but I'll believe that is good for now.
Yeah.
4, Elevator Lady is Dark Continent Calamity level. LOL.
She absolutely is. She's straight from the Dark Continent.
Can you name another character in the series off the top of your head that was able to throw Killua into a concrete wall?
Nobody.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Unmatched feat.
Exactly. Her power levels are unmatched, for sure.
Yep. All right, next up is from Magitech. Says, featured in the Battle for Owl manga, by the way.
Yeah.
As well as Milu Kitty. First off, I can only imagine the college level long comment Insertname left.
Oh, you have no idea. Yeah, you sweet summer child.
No idea how you're going to keep it all in one video, but best of luck. Well,
we have a game plan.
Yeah. We'll talk about it. As for your thoughts, you say episode 40. I love how this episode starts, but I think it would be, but I think it works. Why am my brain isn't working? But I think it works better on a blind watch through. Last episode, we see Gon against the ropes, and then when all hope seems lost, he pulls the impossible move at the very last second. The episode ends on a triumphant yet thrilling note, with Gon dodging all of Gita's attacks and showing he can still fight. This episode, we see Gon in bed with a cast on his arm and Killua nagging him over his many injuries and doing something crazy. Though, truth be told, Gon could have won that fight out of sheer attrition. After 1 hour and 50 tops, Gito was looking rather worn out, though in 99 he looks more irritated than anything else.
He did last almost 2 hours in that fight, didn't he? I always forget about that detail.
Yeah, that's insane. And I can hear the complaints about the dark corridors from here already. Actually, we didn't. Well, we talked a little bit about the lighting, but it was kind of overshadowed by many
No, but I definitely already foresee the insert name comment about that specific section, though.
Oh, I'm sure. But I like them. It goes with the dark, secretive nature of Nen more than, let's talk about it in the middle of a public park. And the way the light comes back as the tension lightens down is a nice touch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
sure.
I can see it. Yeah. I see the vision.
It's funny how both adaptations go in such different ways. The manga is super clear where this conversation takes place. It's public, but also roofed. So maybe the entry is not super clear, by the way. I said is. My bad. Maybe the entry of Heaven's Arena. 99 went with the roofed part and made it a corridor, and 2011 went with the open part and took it outside the building. Yeah. Oh, look, it's Kurapika wearing the traditional Kurta red outfit TM of his people.
Yeah. Traditional.
Yeah, of course. Iconic. Aside from the nice little montage that 99 has, the manga, something similar. It's weird, but I really like this version of the Senji Guild. What is that?
I'm not
Senji
sure
Guild?
what you're referring to there.
Well, me either. 99 with its music, ambiance,
that's the location that Kurapika went to.
Oh, okay, wow.
And
Deep
I
cut.
think it's
I had
named
no
like
idea.
it's named like twice ever in the series, I think. So like,
Yeah.
give us some slack there.
Good knowledge check. You won. I didn't get that.
Definitely, I had to Google that. So yeah, no, you got the dub there.
But yeah, I like the vibes there too. Actually, it looked pretty cool. That's a place that can be dark and get away with it.
Yeah, I mean that is like the definition of like a shady back alley, like black market area, right? So.
99 with his music, ambiance, and the voice of the agent feels so relaxed and welcoming, while also being mysterious. It's a level of unorthodoxy.
Is this an actual word?
Might be a misspelling.
I think it's supposed to be unorthodox. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to guess it's unorthodoxy. Not similar enough that I still got tripped up, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
even though it's just missing an H. Yeah. That I can only associate with Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter is brought to you by dried sardines. Recommended by 9 out of 10 gourmet hunters. Dried sardines, you can't eat just one.
Nope.
True. The 10th gourmet hunter is probably Menchie, by the way.
Yeah.
Not sure which one is better, Wing appearing above the escalator or him popping out of the elevator having heard every word somehow.
Wait a minute, that's a good point. How did he overhear that?
He's just built different, you know.
True.
There's a running gag on the 99 fan base that they should have sent Elevator Girl as part of the extermination squad. The Chimera ants wouldn't have stood a chance. That's so real. I do wonder if Gon having to hold his hands in excitement is meant as a deliberate callback at how Hisoka felt the same way when he watched him fight. Speaking of, I love how intensely Hisoka admires his card pyramid. Like he's really contemplating his work. Yeah.
He's always staring at his work there. This goes back to the Hunter exam. You know, every time he's building that period, he's locked in.
Oh, yeah.
Pyramid, not period. Jesus Christ.
Period, yeah.
Yeah, period. Okay, my turn for next screenshot. God damn it, Killua. Did you eat all that chocolate in just 2 days? That's what I'm saying.
I guess so.
Maybe being immune to poison also protects you against diabetes.
Maybe.
I also adore his infiltration here, especially him taking the time to put his paper cup in the trash right next to the guard. That's such a killer level of cockiness. I've always liked Castro's presentation. Both shows really do make an effort to show him as a character that could be a reoccurring. Plus showing him recurring. Okay, yeah, my brain was shutting off there. Plus showing him being intimidating by tricking Killua, but also looking friendly and approachable. It's something that makes him stand up outside from his battle, at least in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, because it's supposed to be a subversion of expectations, right? When you go into the fight and he gets his ass clapped, right? But
yeah.
We know how this goes here.
Yes.
I won't speak on that much more. And of course, Hisoka taunts him by shaking his hips. Those hips don't lie.
They really don't.
No. Okay, episode 41. Okay, if I have to guess, this is the thing that Insertname has been wanting to rant for the past months. I won't even attempt to take his wind, so yes, this is basically all we get out of this fight. No, I have no idea why this is the case. Probably censorship. Oh, that would make a lot of sense,
arms.
actually. Yeah, they don't want to animate Hisoka with one arm the entire time.
He loses both, actually.
Oh, he does lose both, doesn't he?
Much
to consider there.
Yeah.
But regardless of reason, it's on a similar level as omitting Kite, and that's all I'll say about it.
I agree.
Yep.
I agree. Now, when people try to say that 99 is the better adaptation because of Kite, I will point towards this. I really think this is on the same level. I really do.
You got ammo now, for sure.
Yeah.
With that out of the way, oh, look, it's Machi. Or like French Hisoka would say, Macheri. Oh. Or Macheri.
Hell yeah.
Something like that. It's been a while since I've actually
You're the one that took French. I wouldn't know.
Yeah, like 3-4 years ago.
It's recent enough.
I guess, but it's all slipped my mind now. except for like, bonjour, je m'appelle Dylan. Yeah.
There you go.
Whatever. I know I just talked about censorship, but goddamn, let's take a moment to appreciate the detail on Machi's eye reflection. Yep,
Yes.
still my favorite shot of the entire batch, 100%. Hisoka is right. Watching her work is amazing.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And we don't get an explanation for texture surprise. Yeah, this adaptation has problems.
Yeah, it's weird.
So weird. We start with the Geo training, or Geo training. Geo. Fucking hell, my brain. Sorry.
It's a typo. You're fine.
Yeah. I wish the promise string, but I wish the promise string, but I'll shock that more to the limits of animation. Okay. Or sure. I'm not sure how to read that sentence. I apologize.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one.
That Gale effect is so 90s XD.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's very it's a bit much.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like they're like it's like because they're like flaring their aura so much when they do it. It almost looks like it's coming out of like Dragon Ball or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it definitely it's a lot.
Very intense for such a simple application.
Yeah.
And we cut to Hisoka doing what he does when he's not piling cards, taking a shower. I like the idea that he only is either piling cards, stalking children, or taking a shower.
That's pretty much it, yeah.
And oh yeah, we're doing this. I love how both adaptations wanted to give Gon a super special, awesome moment. Here it is with Gyo and how Hisoka could feel his aura 200 floors above, and in 2011 did it with his with his geysers in a cup. Speaking of what? Okay, sorry.
I guess like just the water overflowing.
Oh yeah. That did catch his attention. I'm remembering now. Okay, sorry, misremembered. Yeah, you already know how we feel about that scene though at this point, so I won't harp on it.
200 floors, guys, in a forest.
In a forest, yeah, with trees having aura.
Yeah, it's okay because the trees have aura too. That's how he sees it.
We're starting with the Hatsu training. We're going up and down and all around. Changes to the timeline aside, I must say I preferred the scene in 2011. Absolutely. There's
No
a more
contest.
There's a more clear progression and focus the kids have to do in order to get the results, and their progress is much more clear later as a result of this. Yes. Having said that, I'll still give 99 credit because it's the only version where they bothered to put a plate underneath the cup. Come on, Wing, you're an enhancer. You knew that was going to spill all over the table.
He wanted to flex.
Yeah. I do love the anticipation and build-up previous to the fight. Heaven's Arena at the crack of dawn, Gon opening the curtains and getting dressed. Shut up. That tiny exchange he had with Killua. I think the intro to this fight really represents the differences between with the two adaptations. 99 is all about the moods and the ambiance, while 2011 is bright and bombastic. Very illustrated by their very pro wrestling laser and fireworks style intro. And yes, I know the lack of schwing hurts us all.
It does,
yeah. That's an interesting point, though. They for better or for worse, 99 really does just stick, right down to its core. It's all about the mood and the ambiance first and foremost.
Mm-hmm.
For better or for worse, but yeah.
Yes, and lastly here from Magitech, the fight starts and the animation budget was not wasted. Some of those angles are insane. The actual punch is sadly not as impactful, but that's more with the passing of the fight overall that we will see next episode. But also, that slow passing of the badge, it really feels like the end of a chapter, even more so here. Yeah, and it's in the middle of the arc. Awesome.
Yep.
Hi, mysterious commentator that's replacing Baka Ki El Dogra from the hit manga Level E. What brings you here? Yeah. Hisoka comes from behind and throws a panel up to the audience, and Machi goes wild. But seriously, the animation is impeccable. Yeah, that was a great part.
Yeah, absolutely.
Putting the tape of Castro versus Hisoka as a flashback in the middle of the fight is not a bad idea, really now. I would argue it's a terrible idea.
If they executed it at all better, then at least it's
maybe.
serviceable. It could be serviceable in another timeline, but as is, it's kind of dog shit in my opinion.
Yeah. There's a small detail they added about the tape being produced by an end user. Yeah. Oh, I wanted to mention that. I'm sad I forgot that. That was interesting. Yeah, how it's a special tape that like records the Hatsu and the Nen.
That is a
I
neat
guess it
detail.
wouldn't show up on normal tapes. It's neat.
Makes you wonder like who actually produced the tape.
Yeah. But in all seriousness, saying you need a Nen specialist in order to capture strands of aura hidden with In onto tape is not that far-fetched. Also, love seeing that Wing tried to cover the giant hole in the wall he made with his tiny Nen hanger.
Wait, I didn't even notice that. That's funny.
Yeah.
I need to look for that again.
Hisoka has captured Gon with his bungee gum. Machi can't contain her excitement. Thank you for the trivia, mysterious commentator guy. We wish you the best on all your future endeavors. Absolutely.
R.I.P.
He's alive.
Well, they didn't make it look like it.
He's alive, trust. He went back to his home planet.
Oh, okay.
And here, where Gon decides to go on the offensive against Hisoka, is where I feel we get the big thematic difference between this fight, 99, and 2011. That being here, this is Gon's fight. In 2011, it's Hisoka's.
Okay, I'm listening.
In 2011, Hisoka is where the attention lies. He's the most memorable part of it. The trippy psychedelic moments, he's the star of the show through and through. While in 99, the Gon is the focus. The flashback showing him getting ready, the crowd cheering for him as the underdog, and this moment, moving the line, I'm afraid, but if I stop now, I won't be able to fight anybody else, in the middle of his attack instead of afterwards. This is Gon's fight, and this is the climax of it.
Okay. I'm with you, I think. I see the vision that you're putting down.
Yeah. Also, it's kind of subtle. Wow. Fascinating spelling of the word subtle, I have to say. But Hisoka is drooling while Gon is beating the crap out of him. So that's something. Yeah, that was really good.
Little details like that, 99 does really well with. It's just the macro decisions that's baffling.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. Yep. That's 99 in a nutshell, for real. And the fight ends like how we know it, and we get the reveal of Hisoka being a member of the Spider, and also not a member at the same time.
Yep. And also, this is not at the ending of the arc where it would make the most sense to do that going into the next arc. But
nope. Now, just you got to remember that detail for a couple more episodes, and then it'll be important again.
Yep.
Next time, one of my favorite 99 episodes. Hope you like it. Insertname said the same thing. It's not going to be the real Velter Guido fight, I can tell you that.
It's either going to be the most, like, understandable thing in the world or the most, like, insane pick of all time.
I am 95% sure it'll be the first episode of the Orkneo.
Someone's favorite episode being the Revelt fight would truly be the funniest timeline. I haven't even seen it yet.
I really hope that's it somehow. That would be fucking awesome.
Okay, next up is Issa. It has been a while. Yes, it has, my friend. How
Yeah, welcome.
I just wanted to say, keep being awesome, Dylan Cage. Don't lose that party emoji. Okay, we won't lose it. Yeah, thank you.
We won't.
Also crazy that we said, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months until the chapter return, and it's been almost a year already. Yeah,
I know. I was just thinking about that.
We kind of ate crow with copium. But
how optimistic we were.
Yeah, well, sooner rather than later now, I would hope. But we'll see, I guess.
We're getting there.
Yeah. But I'm so happy Togashi seems to be doing good, and we'll be getting some new 10 chapters soon. Yep.
Yes.
I sure hope so. Let's not jinx ourselves here, hopefully. But progress is looking good. My prediction is that the last time the 10 batch started, I think this time will be the same day or at least same month. I don't think it's going to be that, only because I believe it started in October last year. Was it September or October last year that batch started? Or was it even later than that? I actually don't remember.
Oh, man.
No, I'm pretty sure it was around September or October.
I think you're right.
So I think we're pretty much at the point where we're not going to be meeting that time frame. Okay, and I'm only saying that because they're not going to put Hunter x Hunter back in the magazine until they have like a series to officially replace it with. And as far as we can tell right now, that's going to be Ekiding Bros if it happens.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's close to being on the chopping block right now.
Especially since they have renewed faith in Odor the Flame somehow.
Yeah, they're giving Odor a shot here.
Yeah, so we talked about it at the beginning of the episode, but maybe don't expect. And if it is going to replace Ekiding Bros specifically, probably won't get news on that for another like 7-ish weeks. More or less.
Yeah. Yep.
So we'll see. But yeah, either way, soon, hopefully. Have a nice week, guys. We will. Thank you.
Thank you.
That. All right.
Okay. The time has come.
The time has come. The doomsday is here. No, just kidding. Yeah, it's insert name time. So Kaige is going to be starting off this. Just going to give a quick rundown of our game plan here because if you guys haven't checked out his comment on the community post, oh man, that is a lot.
It's an essay. It is an essay, for real.
We want to give a lot of this a fair reading through, though, because we know he worked really hard on this one specifically. He's been referencing this point specifically in a lot of prior discussions as well. So here's what we're going to do. We're probably going to speed read. Well, speed read maybe is a little bit of a strong term, but we're going to try and go at a brisk pace through some of these beginning paragraphs, I think. And we're going to really hone in discussion-wise on the Castro fight and the Gon versus Hisoka fight, because I think that's the bulk of what Insertname really wanted to talk about here. Mm-hmm. And then, we'll go from there. So,
also, we cut the miscellaneous thoughts part completely.
Yes. Just for the sake of time, it's not that we didn't want to read it. And in fact, we both have read it already by this point, I believe. Or at least, bits and pieces of it. But we encourage everybody, if they want to see more of the miscellaneous discussion, to go check out the actual post or the actual comment on the community post.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Insert name says, so, what did you think?
Well... It was a batch, all right.
It sure was.
It was the batch of all time.
I have been eagerly waiting for your reaction to this batch pretty much since the first reaction. The way the Heaven's Arena arc is treated in 1999 is so bizarre and weird. I'd go as far as to say that this is the worst arc in 1999, Greed Island included. That's pretty easy to believe.
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
I often hear the general praise for 1999, and it's always about the two arcs that sandwich this arc. But the glaring chasm of the show, the part that I feel makes it a non-starter as a method to consume Hunter x Hunter, is this arc. That's what I was saying, yeah. To the point, I often wonder if people who praise it have even watched the show. I mean, obviously, they can only watch 40% of the show since 60% of it is covered by shadow, but you know what I mean. That's good.
He's trying to start a flame war on our podcast now. I dig it.
Can only watch 40% of it. That's really good. I like that. Everything from the pacing and the visual structure of this section feels phoned in and lifeless. Yes! I wish I talked about that more. You're so right. It's that whole everything in relation to Nen in this arc. It really feels phoned in. They just don't give a shit for some reason.
Yep.
All right, so he has sections here. This is a first for Insertname. He's sectioned off his discussion. Starting off, structural issues. To 1999's credit, they made constructive and creative visual choices with the framing of the scenes in the Hunter exam and Kilo retrieval arc, and eventually Yorknu. Here, the frame is downright claustrophobic. Over 90% of all shots in this arc are a portrait of a character not showing anything below the shoulders, or if they are daring lower pecs. We spend this entire arc going from shot after shot of zoomed-in character faces. I cannot stress enough how jarring it is to go from watching this batch of 3 to the same material in 2011 where characters are shown in space with multiple angles and they even move the frame during a conversation. Even compared to the previous material in 1999, the actual construction of this arc from a directional standpoint is lifeless and stale. It's repetitive and I hate it. This isn't reserved for the boring dialogue scenes either, like the silly character stuff or Nen they do. Or Nen, they even do it during the fights. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's also not helped that they have a lot of long shots of characters thinking without opening their mouths, and while these are intended to be internal monologues, it's done in a way that it's both hard to tell whether the dialogue is internal and feels like they are trying to save on money. Internal monologues are fine, but there's no reason to jump from 5 scenes of characters only to have each be a still image of dialogue going over. If they animated anything in those scenes, it would be fine.
I'm with you on it for the most part, for sure. Yeah, I anticipated a lot of this discussion to come from your comment today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Moving on to the next part of this. The pacing is obviously abhorrent before I even touch on the splicing of this arc into an unholy amalgamation of the intended timeline of events.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have mentioned earlier, I do not think 1999 likes Nen. This is why. No person who enjoys Nen would want the exposition to be presented this way. Mm-hmm. At every turn, they seem to want to present the information as terse and blandly as possible, as if they are entirely uninterested in the words they are saying and only including them because they are a prerequisite to getting to the part they actually care about.
Yes.
1999,
absolutely.
yeah. 1999 is enormously interested in the characters of Hunter x Hunter, going out of its way to show reverence to the interactions between them. It's not a coincidence that something like Gon vs. Hanzo is blown up into a centerpiece, and the only decent part of this arc, excluding the elevator lady, she's the GOAT, is the interaction between Gon and Hisoka. But they just continually blitz the information, not letting it be fleshed out with visual accompaniment, any emotion or interaction from the characters, or visual flair for the concepts. I genuinely question if a person unfamiliar with the system at large would be able to gain a requisite knowledge of the Nen system for the later material. In particular, Wing is such a shallow character because he loses a lot of the interesting insight you get into the character with the way he teaches the students. There's a subtle push and pull between his actions as he responds to the growth of Killua and Gon that comes across as tender in other versions that simply doesn't exist here. I mean, come on, the fact that Gon already knowing Zetsu should showcase how little they want to integrate this into the actual story. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with you here. If there's anything I'm going to be less harsh on, it's probably Wing's presentation, because I think he's like largely still feels the same to me, at least compared to 2011, right? Which is what I'm used to. But yeah, this goes to show, I think, that like just the way they structured the information of Nen here is just foundationally wrong in a lot of different ways, and it affects a lot of different things.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. But the absolute peak of absurdity in this arc comes from the butchering of the sequence of events. Yep, here we are. I mentioned before that there was a choice so fucking dumb it boggles the mind. This is it. I want you to imagine how stakeless the next couple fights are going to be now that Hisoka versus Gon is over and Gon's ambition here is done. And that's before the fucking bullshit that Kaige spoiled himself on. The entire section after this is a joke, and largely because of its placement behind the showcase moment of the arc. But beyond that, it completely destabilizes the two actual important fights of the arc.
Yeah. 100%. I've been thinking about it. Trust me. I cannot wait. I'm so excited for this next batch. Genuinely. What is this going to look like?
It's going to be like a train wreck that we can't stop watching. It's going to be so entertaining.
Yeah. Continuing on to the next section, Castro's fight. For
There's
starters,
a lot of words here for how short this fight is, by the way.
Yeah. For real. For starters, the way they deal with Castro's fight is simply disorienting for the viewer. Yeah. Big time.
It's a good word.
I know the first time I watched 1999, I actually thought there was an error in the file I was watching.
That's 3 for 3!
Yeah. 3 for 3. The jarring cut between the material and the Castro fight in the beginning of this episode needlessly how do you say it? I know this word, but how do you say it? I know this word. I do know it. I just don't know how to pronounce it.
It's obfuscate, I think.
That's a hard one for me. Sorry. You know that word.
Yes.
Key information and weakens the material by removing probably the single best demonstration of the fundamentals of Nen. Amen, brother. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
The Castro fight is among the most important engagements in all of Hunter x Hunter and serves the plot's necessities in so many ways.
You pre-read his comment before this discussion.
I did not. But
It's like the exact same
spot
sentence.
on. Yeah, it actually is. The simplest and most direct is that it all sets up Hisoka's ability. Here, it completely falls on its face. We never actually see it. If you're paying attention, you may hear things he supposedly did with it.
Yep. They say that he did it.
It's so stupid, man. You'll hear a description, but you never see it in action to get an idea of how it operates. Exactly. Yeah, this is exactly what we were talking about. Even during the Gyo training shown in flashback, it is not visible until the Gon versus Hisoka fight. Thus, yeah, great point. Because they even go out of their way to explain, like, yeah, we got this Nen user who can make tapes where you can see it with Gyo, yada yada. But we don't even get to see that on the tape.
And they're explaining it the entire time too.
So stupid. Thus depriving the audience of any chance to become accustomed to the ability prior to seeing it used against Gon. And that's a problem because the narrative threat of Hisoka's ability lies in the simplicity of it being a decoy for the creative applications of it. Here, other than it being subtly applied to Gon, do we actually see any creative use of the ability? No.
Nope.
Not at all. Not at all. And we won't.
Really
in this entire series.
Yeah. Yeah.
Greed Island.
Greed Island. Yeah.
Greed
we
Island.
see some stuff there, but
Yeah.
not before
Awesome.
then. Yeah.
Love that.
Cool.
That's so cool. The result is that bungee gum doesn't have the same effect in Gon's match, which I will touch on later. It also ignores the instructional importance of the fight. The matter of their Gyo training not being tied to this analyzing this fight is absurd. There's no reason the videotape scene should be in the middle of the Hisoka versus Gon fight, since that just messes up the pacing and doesn't. Oh wait, I lost my place. This is a very long paragraph insert name, I gotta say. And it doesn't help reinforce the concept of In. And by extension, Zetsu, as In is an application of Zetsu.
Not that 99 would explain that to you, though.
Yeah, exactly. You'll ever learn that from watching this show. Especially in relation to the idea that Hisoka might eventually use it against Gon, which we know he will. But also the subsequent training in Hatsu is affected. Castro provides a clear example of manipulation, conjuration, and enhancement that the audience can immediately grasp. Hisoka provides a clear example of transmutation. Castro additionally helps reinforce the value of the Nen chart. Exactly. Oh my god. Its proficiency ratios and why abilities are designed the way they are. Removing these hinders the ability to parse the exposition Wing eventually gives the kids. Castro vs. Hisoka is a brilliant example of tying relevant information organically into the story, and it's shredding into a barely recognizable mess hurts the story. Yes. Absolutely. The actual visuals are vague to say the least, and the description by Wing and Killua are so compact and non-specific that by the time Gon engages with them, there is no expectation of what to expect. Why is Wing explaining the ability and not Hisoka himself? Why is Castro's ability just explained in a casual offline? None of the fun creative combat of Hunter x Hunter is shown here. None of Wing's explanation lands because we didn't fucking see the fight.
Yep.
It's show don't tell, but there should be both showing and telling here. And Hisoka's personality is hurt for it. The creativity and more so nature of Hisoka is simply lost here. We don't learn to respect his intelligence or skill. He's just some monster. It doesn't have any punch. Machi calls Hisoka an idiot for what occurs, but that has no meaning to me as a viewer because the events preceding it are so devoid of context that I genuinely think there are plenty of watchers who came into that scene and just noticed that Hisoka was missing hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. We can't make our own judgment call about it because it doesn't give us anything to work with.
It's really bad when like the only outcome that you're getting from the beginning of the episode is just confusion from like 80% of the audience.
God. His self-destructive nature in pursuit of pleasure is non-existent here. Having Wing explaining how bungee gum works is so much better than Hisoka whimsically explaining it to Machi. Sarcasm. Yeah. That cheeking dialogue and oversharing of information by Hisoka didn't convey any personality at all, and Menchie's reaction had zero displays of her personality, losing his playful fighting style with a macabre twist totally doesn't diminish the character.
You got through it in one piece. Good job.
That is sorry. I wouldn't call that one piece, but yeah, I made it.
Okay, maybe multiple pieces, but you got through it. Also, Machi, not Menchie. Slip up there. Uh-oh.
Oh, did he say Menchie? Oh,
He did say
I
Menchie.
auto-filled it, I think.
Yeah.
Damn, bro. What the hell? Get a grip.
Tisk. Anyways, moving on to the next section. I should say, the following scene with Machi is also butchered. While it's not obvious at first, its entire context being cut up removes a lot of the tension in that scene. In 1999, it's very simple and insular. Hisoka lost his hands, and a woman that doesn't particularly like Hisoka fixes them up. But there's a lot more information that needs to be conveyed that they will have to invent circumstances to cover, and even more information that's not needed, but that absolutely amplifies the complexity of the scene and improves the story that is missing. The necessary information is about the spider, which is completely ignored here, and this scene should benefit from a colorful dialogue between the two that explains Hisoka's abilities, his origin, and conveys his whimsical, analytic personality. Machi works as a foil in that scene because Hisoka is such an overwhelming presence that when he's being cocky and a showman, her lack of expression tells us something about her. Here, she's flat. But because we don't get to see the fight, any explanation of what occurred during the fight can't be conveyed here. Yep. Nope. Again, foundational issue. Just axing this fight in its entirety. Yeah, domino effects. My understanding is that the material was treated this way out of concerns the content would be too graphic, which has always rubbed me the wrong way. You still show his hand flying off, and there's countless other instances of graphic material. I know there's that one card trick where he pulls the card out of his hand, but there's so many ways to work around it. I'd honestly prefer they simply cut the fight rather than do what they did here, to be honest. They could honestly have taught all the concepts with Guido versus Gon. Just have Guido physically manipulate the toss with Nenstring or something. Yeah. I get that. You're diving into like really original works there at that point, but like whatever. Yeah, at this point, if you're going to cut that much of the caster fight, just don't include it at all.
Yeah, I mean, at least in your example here, it's something we can see.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all it would take, really.
I can only conclude that the Hisoka vs. Gon fight was flipped because they were physically incapable of doing a sequence of fights in order. The reason is so that Gon vs. Hisoka could be the finale of the season, if I recall.
But this show wasn't released in seasons, though. This is just a continuous airing. Maybe, I don't know, the core?
Maybe it was
season? Just like a real world season ender, I guess? I don't know. That'd be odd.
I think regardless of the reason, though, it's just like, it's insane to think about like how it even got to that point.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. Okay, continues. I think this is the final section, maybe?
Yep, Gon versus Hisoka.
Oh, no, there's one more. No, it's just continued. Yeah,
there's a lot more. Yeah, don't worry.
Yes. Gon versus Hisoka. Sorry. I think I should start with the positives for this fight because I am going to be way more negative than I'd like. For all the flack I'm going to give this arc, one thing I'll say is the animation in Hisoka vs. Gon is breathtaking for its period.
Yes.
Yeah. It's dynamic in a way few other works are, and I can see its effect on other pieces of work all the time. The fluidity, the squash and squish, and the perspective of the fight are simply impeccable. It does feel a bit squashed or squished but I'll forgive that considering how dynamic the hand-to-hand actually is. I actually think this fight experiences the opposite problem the filler does in its relationship to 2011. As I have said, the existence of 2011 makes me far more positive on the filler material than it may otherwise be. Yeah, we've expressed a similar take before.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, the fact that 2011 exists hurts my opinion of this fight. Okay. 1999 has sections in this fight that are so good that 2011 as an homage or just not kicking a gift horse in the mouth. Is it gift? I know that phrase. Is it gift horse?
I'm actually not familiar with that phrase. So
oh, you never heard that?
No, I've never heard this.
You ever watch Phineas and Ferb growing up?
So I mean bits and pieces, but like never like, I didn't watch a ton of it growing up. Admittedly, I was a Cartoon Network kid, like first and foremost. So
That's
I didn't
fair.
watch a lot of Disney. Yeah.
Well, they said that a lot in that show.
Okay, I believe it.
Oh, actually, it's looking a gift horse in the mouth. Oh, whatever. Anyways, semantics. In the mouth just uses the same elements in their version of the fight. This creates a scenario where the best element of 1999 is animation. The best element of 1999, its animation, is not as significant a factor in any comparisons I make, fair or otherwise. What you end up with is 2011 having brilliant action set pieces and a better understanding of the storytelling of the fight because this fight exists and ultimately feels like the definitive version of the fight in my eyes.
Oh, so you're saying that like because the fight, like the animation in 1999 is so good that like 2011 got inspired off of it very heavily, and so like it doesn't even matter as a strength anymore? Is that like how I'm interpreting it? Okay.
That's how I am interpreting it as well.
Okay.
That makes sense, yeah. Because, I mean, yeah, at that point, there kind of is nothing unique that is brought to the table in the 99 version of it, except that it is presented like dog shit. I'll be honest, I was going in expecting to be way more positive on this fight. My memory of this fight is overwhelmingly positive. A veritable oasis in a desert of good material. That is to say, before coming into this again, I thought I liked this fight. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not certain I do anymore. I still like the animation, it's spectacular, but a fight is an element of storytelling that is a hollow facsimile of a story. It has no interest in telling a compelling narrative in or interacting with any facet outside of it.
Okay. As we dive in deeper here, we got another large paragraph to work with. I'll do my best to stay aligned as I read. I think I'll start with the introduction of the fight, as it lets me touch on a lot of the constituent elements of this fight that I think take the forefront of the issues. Subject to some discussion of where the introduction to the fight starts from the previous scene in 1999, from the lead into the start of the fight takes 2 minutes 45 seconds. In 2011, it took 3 minutes and 22 seconds. Pretty consistently in 1999, the material in Heaven's Arena is shorter, but the way they use their time really demonstrates the issue with its approach. In 1999, the time from the previous discussion to the arena was 9 seconds. He literally materialized in a flash of light in the arena. He did, didn't he, actually? He was just there. He'd like teleported.
Yeah.
On an unrelated but also petty note, Heaven's Arena, it has not been shown as being particularly bright up until this point, so why the lens flare? Okay, yeah.
True.
It's been pretty dark. In comparison, the same material takes a whole fucking minute in 2011. We see crowds lining up to get to seats, the quiet preparation of both fighters as the anticipation builds, and eventually a bombastic entry sequence for both fighters. It's a slow build-up of tension that this is also where 2011 chooses to put the narration. There is a level of breath that gives the pacing a slow buildup of anticipation as we are shown the swell of intrigue in setting by characters, the tension in the air both fighters are experiencing, and finally a release of emotion as the fight actually arrives. It's a much more cathartic buildup. But 1999 could have just decided to put its eggs in another basket, so to be fair, it's best to examine what they actually chose to spend the time they had on. I mean, while 2011 has an additional 33 seconds, it just gained 51 seconds of time. So it has space to expand on some elements 2011 surely doesn't. And this is where 1999 shows its flaws in my estimation. While the entrance is fine, it's not particularly dripped in spectacle, and definitely not where the time was dumped. No time was spent between three things, one good and two bad. The first and best of these is a series of shots between Hisoka and Gon, in which the other is reflected in each other's eyes. 1999 has proven they do an extraordinary job at animating reflections, so in many ways this can be seen as playing to their strengths in a thematically appropriate way. I do think this plays into a pre-existing problem that plagues this section of 1999, which is an over-reliance on facial shots. I personally prefer the spectacle we get in the entrances in 2011, but I respect this choice. What I can't respect are the narration by the announcer and the flashbacks. Much of the stuff said by the narrator is not material that is of interest to the audience. We don't need to know that the audience may suspect that they have a history, because we already know he does. We don't need all the backstory on what this means for Hisoka. We as the audience know both that those reasons don't concern him and that he has larger ambitions here. It doesn't meaningfully contribute to the story. And for another thing, when they do the betting thing, do we need to zoom in on Hisoka's face? If you're going to include that, at least show the screen that shows the odds so your visuals meaningfully connect with the exposition instead of this continual disconnect 1999 does, where it wants to convey more info at once. Honestly, most of the visuals during that section are bland and boring and don't add anything. The second is a flashback, and a flashback is not necessarily bad, but I'd argue it is bad here. Not only are you separating all the build-up you did from the actual fight, but presumably, people watching should already know this information. It shows a real lack of trust in the audience that they feel the stakes themselves from having watched the show. This being a season finale, I could see them being self-conscious on the matter, considering how far away the island section of the exam actually was, so it's not a terrible choice. That said, I've seen them paced both with and without the flashback, and 2011 feels paced way better for its exclusion. I got through it.
Good job. Way better than I did with mine.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know this isn't like the main point of this paragraph, but something I was thinking about while listening to this part is that we don't talk enough about how 99 doesn't have the narrator.
Yeah, we don't touch on it at all, but like thinking on it now, especially for this section, I'm really feeling like I'm really feeling it without it. It kind of sucks.
It does, and there's so many moments in York New that's gonna hurt because of that too.
Oh god, yeah. I don't even know how some of these moments are gonna unfold in York New without the narrator. Now that I'm thinking about it, unless they just like add in a narrator out of nowhere, I guess that's still a possibility. But like, I'm doubtful now. Like,
oh, dude, imagine the Kurapika moment, and we're not gonna have the narrator say Kurapika is drowning in indescribable emptiness. It's just not going to happen. It's nothing. That's iconic.
We're going to see a close-up shot of his face as he's implying to be drowned in sadness, I guess. I don't know.
Damn.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there. I won't, think on that too much yet. But, yeah, wow. Narrator really does add a lot, huh?
It does. It absolutely does.
Yeah. But good points all around, though, of just, how both series kind of use their time in very different ways. Something I don't really think about too often, I think, but it's worth thinking about, especially for the sake of talking about this fight.
Continuing, pacing is perhaps the biggest flaw of this fight. Constantly, the flow of the fight is being broken up by various aspects to resolve problems with the fight's placement in the story. The announcer and Togashi are practically bad here, or are particularly bad here. Take, for example, the dialogue about the judging criteria of the fight. The way it should work is we see something Gon does that is amazing, and someone, be it Gon, the crowd, and the announcer, get frustrated by the call prompting the explanation. This way builds up the story of the fight, and strengthens the sense of unfairness facing Gon. But without that lead in and just getting the explanation, you end up with the exposition just breaking up the flow of the fight. Similarly, the lack of bungee gum in the previous fights messes up with the flow of this fight. Totally.
Yep.
Having to cut away to Gon and Killua using the videotape to learn Gyo, and Togashi/Owl's #1 fan. You mean #1 hater.
True.
Giving the exposition Hisoka would normally give in the room with Machi prevents a natural build-up of play and counterplay as you get up to speed on information you honestly already should have had.
Oh wait, I just got the reference of Al's #1 fan because remember that was Leo Dog in the Togashi costume in the comic.
Wait.
No, he was the list guy. He was the list guy.
Yeah.
Stupid. Yeah, my bad. I misremembered. Yeah. Sorry, it's been a bit.
Yeah, it was #1 hater in the costume. Come on, get your Owl Battle for Owl lore right. This is why Insertname needs to update the wiki so people can study.
Shameless plug. Go check out the wiki if you haven't already.
That's right. But even where was I?
Sorry, I kind of screwed that up.
Also, it really removes the playfulness to not have Hisoka revealing that information. But even ignoring the stop-start nature of the fight, the actual time it takes to do basic things messes with the way the audience experiences the information. 100%.
Yep.
The fight lacks a clear expression of the dynamics involved. The primary expression of this fight is one of Gon's agency. Gon is so much the underdog here that it's almost comical. Gon came out... that's something I was trying to talk about too. It is hilarious how much of an underdog Gon is in this fight in the 99 version. It's actually nonsensical.
Which makes so much tracks considering he didn't even earn this really, so...
Yeah, not at all. Gon came out of Zevil Island frustrated by his inability to even do anything about his fate. You know what, Dawn? I should ask, since you were such a big fan of that filler episode on Zevil Island where Gon is really fucked up and it's the whole thing. He's there's no dialogue. Does this now retroactively affect that moment since the payoff is so underwhelming?
Yeah, at least a little bit. I'd have to think on it more to really get my true feelings on that because admittedly this wasn't something that really crossed my mind when thinking about the ramifications of this decision, this episode in general. But yeah, I would say it definitely hurts that in retrospect, which is a shame.
Yeah, it is. And I'm not even that big of a fan of that part.
Yeah.
Unable to move or enact his will on the situation, he is grasping at the ability to prove he has any ability to do anything in the face of a higher power. That's why landing a single punch is meaningful. It represents his ability to enact any semblance of will, even if ultimately he will fail. The way 1999 presents its fight, it treats it as an expression of Gon's growth, but fails to play up the element of Gon's continual lower status. The fighting animation is fantastic, but a lot of it is centered around making Gon and his actions look cool. Gon is fast and effective, and the time between the start of the match and the actual moment he's first able to land a punch is super fast, not leaving room for Hisoka to showcase his dominance and maintain control of the situation presents Gon as far less of an underdog than he should be. Gon needs moments to play off Hisoka, which he doesn't get here because of the fluidity provided by the combat. The action chains the segments together wonderfully, but the staccato nature, sure.
A lot of words being pulled out here tonight.
Of this fight demands these moments for the characters to react that we simply aren't provided. And ultimately, when Gon and Hisoka stop to exchange the badge, the scene goes by way too fast. Pretty much this entire fight needed to be slower, as you simply don't have the time to express the emotions of the characters at each moment of the fight and build tension in meaningful ways. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have much to argue against here. I think everything what you said here makes sense.
Absolutely.
Gon versus Hisoka continued. Yeah, this comment's continuing, guys. Um, okay. It should
Last
also be
stretch.
stated. Yeah, last stretch. It should also be stated that on a macro level, the position of the fight is unfortunate. The announcer says this is the match you have all been waiting for, but Gon has done very little to present to the audience that he is capable for this moment because he lacks the fights with the Heavens Arena fodder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah! We don't have tangible proof of his growth, merely a series of rushed training scenes. I have no context for Hisoka or Gon because the last time I have seen either of them fight well in a fight on screen is almost 10 episodes ago. That's crazy.
Oh my god, you're right.
Holy shit, dude.
Wow.
The subversion element, think about it whenever this was airing, like weekly or whatever it was at the time. That's like almost 3 months ago that you would have witnessed the fight if you were keeping up with it.
Yeah, dude.
Holy. The subversion element of this fight is also gone. Also gone, not gone. Jesus.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you. When Gon flips that tile and smashes it into pieces, it brings with a sense of creativity and cleverness because we see it used before. Mm-hmm. It's a demonstration of Gon's mental acuity as well as physical strength. Its removal both teaches the scene by the loss of a narrative private point, but also further denotes a critical flaw of 1999. The fights don't come with any sense of cleverness. We have been deprived by the Castro fight, and in this fight, of the tactical element of Hunter x Hunter that defines the uniqueness of Nen combat. The idea that mental strength and flexibility is as important as the physical aspects. I can't think of a single fight in 1999 that keeps the tactical element of Togashi's writing that I think is a defining feature of his work. And importantly, not having the bungee gum showcase in the previous match removes a key pacing point for Gon versus Hisoka. The Hisoka versus Gon fight is a fight built off of momentum. The initial action showcases Gon's impeccable reflexes and skill, only to have you realize Hisoka hasn't even moved. Ultimately, when Gon does land a hit, you are so locked into the fight that you are briefly distracted from the fact that he's holding back / could be using his Nen ability. It's this pendulum between Gon rising to the occasion and Hisoka beating him back down that gives the fight its rhythm. Because of this, it has an excellent sense of catharsis while being clear that Gon still has a long way to improve. Removing bungee gum as a looming threat over the initial portion of the fight prevents the feeling of crashing down to earth after Gon's elation at finally giving back the badge. The fight simply has less emotional depth because of this for the audience.
Yeah. You're so right. You're so right.
Nail on the motherfucking head. Absolutely. I think this bleeds into the next point in that Hunter x Hunter is almost embarrassed of Nen to this point. Very little of Nen is showcased in these fights. In 2011, even when Nen isn't at the forefront, they keep it a key point that is there on screen. Here, the arc speeds through its introduction, removes the style of characteristic intelligent combat that makes it work, and doesn't set the groundwork for Hisoka's ability. Visually, the fight's animation is fantastic. The way Hisoka's face becomes plastic-like when he's punched, and his accumulation of damage is so very cool. The water droplets are very cool. I'm not a fan of the random blue lightsabers that appear, but it's not a huge deal. I was a fan of the blue lightsabers. I think it looked cool.
I thought it was kind of cool.
What I can't deal with is bungee gum should not be that shade of white. Bad touch, bad touch. Get that off of Gon's face right now.
Yeah, I didn't want to go there, but yeah.
You're right. You're absolutely right. It should not be that shade. Also, I hate how the visuals and dialogue don't match. When she talks about the betting, we are watching Hisoka's face, but her words are describing how he's a betting favorite instead of seeing a betting screen. I want to scream.
Fair.
There's so many small instances of this. One aspect I really do love is the juxtaposition between Hisoka and Killua in this episode, though. It's a great visual language to discuss both their compatibility and why he should be careful about being discarded in the context of Hisoka, while showing Killua who these also apply to. Good job, 1999. We also get good animation on Machi's hair after the title is shot. I would have loved a shot of the crowd getting affected by it, and a top-down angle is quite odd, but I'll let that pass for now. Bigger fish to fry.
Yes. Yeah, it is funny. Like, this fight kind of does read as, like, a meathead fight in this adaptation. I didn't even really think about it, but you are definitely right about
It
that.
is kind of
Like,
just a meathead fight, yeah.
they're just kind of punching, and there's very little semblance of strategy.
Also, think back to like 2011's presentation, where like even in this fight specifically, we see like very specific instances of like, okay, I will use Gyo to like see what's happening, and like we see that actually activating on Gon's face, and we see that unfold. Did we see Gyo like visually happen one time in this entire fight?
I think we did once, but maybe I'm misremembering, honestly.
But hey, if they did, I bet they spent a literal second on it in press.
Yeah, probably.
So
One frame.
Yeah, like I don't know, man.
All right. Lastly, the very small screenshot here. Lastly, the idea that Hisoka was slower versus Castro pisses me the fuck off. No way is he going more all out versus Gon in speed than versus Castro. The most written down words watching this episode in my notes was, I hate this fucking batch so much. This fight has good animation, but it's frustrating to me in so many ways. I actually don't think I enjoy it. I get it. I still liked looking at it, but it's like we kept saying, if you just turn your brain on, it becomes dog shit.
Yep.
So, I'm with you. I totally get it. I can't argue against it.
And it's a real shame, because like like you said, like the more you think about it, the more it just falls apart, and just the fact that it loses, it's lost so much of like the identity of what makes a Hunter x Hunter fight special. Really is a shame, and that's not even accounting for like the setup of the fight and where it takes place in the timeline of events. All of it is just completely fucked up, and it's so sad.
Yep, the whole thing's just a big mess.
Yeah, and again, can't stress it enough. Visually, it looks amazing, but that's all it has going for it.
That's all it has going for it. Yeah, it's what a shame. Hopefully, it improves.
I sure hope so, because there's going to be so many scenes in New York News that I'm going to be very, very, very upset about if they mess up to this degree.
Yeah. Seriously.
Well,
yeah,
we'll
it really
see.
just does feel like this adaptation has some weird vendetta against Heaven's Arena and Nen in general. Like, they just... It's such a weird presentation of the whole thing.
Yeah, I don't get it. But it is what it is. We'll be in New York News soon enough, and we'll see, where their allegiance truly lies with the series, I suppose.
Yeah.
That being said, I think this is a good place to wrap up community comments. Again, go check out the rest of Insertname's comment. He has some more miscellaneous thoughts in that community post. If you're interested in checking out, feel free to go do so. And with that, I'll give the usual reminder again. If you want to get in on this kind of discussion at any given topic week to week, please keep an eye out for the YouTube community posts, as well as the call-out posts on Twitter and Bluesky. And of course, you could always email us your thoughts, whenever you want, at hunterassociationpod@gmail.com.
Yes, sir. And with that, this has been the Hunter Association. Thank you so much for listening. We are available on all major podcasting platforms, as well as YouTube for the video version. Be sure to follow, rate, review, and comment on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to comment, and subscribe. You can also follow us on Twitter at TXHXAPod, as well as Bluesky at THAPod for updates on the show and as an alternative way to submit responses to the weekly call-out posts. As always, we'll be here the same time every week talking about Hunter x Hunter. Dylan, where can people find you online?
You can find me online at DJ Tengen. That's DJTENGEN on both Twitter and Bluesky. Go give me a follow if you're interested in seeing what I'm doing.
And you can follow me on Bluesky and subscribe to me on YouTube at Manga Kaige. Just uploaded my Jump Plus video. Long awaited.
Yeah, long awaited and very good.
Thank you. All right. Next week for the show, you can expect more 99.
Yeah.
Why not? We can stay on schedule, and why not?
We stay on schedule, and then we get to York New a little bit earlier, so kind of works out.
Yeah, and we immediately get to see the hilarity that will ensue with the ending of this arc in this adaptation.
It'll be a treat for sure.
So,
I just want to say as well, thank you guys for anybody who stuck with us to the very end of this episode. And it was the longest episode by far, I think, now on the podcast. So Kudos to you if you listened.
Longest
to all of it.
ever? No.
I think so. We're almost at the 3-hour mark.
Do you remember how long the Everything You Need to Know video was?
I'm pretty sure that was like 2 hours and 40 minutes, right?
No.
I don't think it broke 3 hours.
It
I
definitely did.
I don't think it broke 3 unless I'm really misremembering. Either way.
257. So it's close.
This is going to be like maybe minutes shorter than that, but like it's up there still. So
Don't forget the Gen-Through retrospective, Dylan. That was 10 hours.
Oh, right. Okay.
How
sorry.
could you forget?
How could I forget about the Gen-Through retrospective? Either way, this was a very long episode, so thank you to anybody who stuck with us to the end.
I would say worth it because this was a baffling set of episodes we just watched.
I think this fundamentally, like this discussion we had here is the most that really describes how the 99 adaptation is as a whole so far. Like everything we kind of watched up until this point, everything we watched has been like leading to this point of discussion, I feel like. So
yeah, for sure.
Definitely glad we spent the time to discuss this, and we waited for you to get better to discuss it as well. I can't imagine how your voice would have been feeling a week ago.
Wouldn't. I mean, yeah, my voice honestly is already doing rough right now. I can't imagine how it would have been last week.
So good decisions all around. Yeah, but
yes.
Yeah, expect more 99 next week, and expect call out posts to go up early into next week as well.
Yes, I'll try to have it on Monday. But I probably won't because I never do because I'm a failure. All right. So we'll see you guys for that. Episodes 43 through 45. Be on the lookout. And yeah, that's all we got. See you then. Later.
All right. See you next week.